Play. Here's the 2-1. Lindor hits it in the air to deep right field. Churio back onto the track at the wall. It's gone! Francisco Lindor. That's a strike away. Going to Atlanta, needing to win one tomorrow. Payoff pitch. Swung on and missed strike three. Put it in the books.
New York Mets baseball is sponsored by your local Honda dealers. Contact one for a great deal today. And by Bigelow Tea. Grab a mug and tea proudly. Hyundai and your local Hyundai dealers. The Rothenberg Law Firm. InjuryLawyer.com. Casamigos Tequila. Brought to you by those who drink it. The Vision Zero Initiative, reminding you to slow down and watch for pedestrians and cyclists. ThriveWell Infusion, the official IV sponsor of the Mets Radio Network. Visit ThriveWellInfusion.com. Invesco QQQ, the official ETF of the New York Mets. Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center. Optimum, where local is big time. Bridgewater Acura on Route 22 in Bridgewater, New Jersey. Peerless Boilers and Pavilion Tankless Water Heaters. Visit peerlessboilers.com to find a dealer near you. LifeVac, the original choking rescue device that saves lives. The New York Lottery. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY. And by Mike's Amazing, the official mayo, mustard, and vegetable oil of the New York Mets.
From Truist Park in Atlanta, Georgia, welcome to New York Mets baseball. This afternoon, the Mets face the Atlanta Braves in a doubleheader that will define both teams' seasons, at least for now. The starting pitchers for Game 1 for Atlanta, the rookie right-hander Spencer Schwellenbach, and for the Mets, right-hander Tylor Megill. Hi again, everyone. I'm Howie Rose along with Keith Radd, and I suppose you could say something trite like, well, if the Mets were confronted with this possibility coming out of spring training, they would take it. Yeah, they would. But here's the scenario for today. If the Mets win one game of this doubleheader, they go to Milwaukee. If they win both games of this doubleheader, they go to San Diego. If they lose both games of this doubleheader, they go home. It's as simple as that. So the Mets, who have the tiebreaker over the Braves, should it come to that, are one game below even against Atlanta this year. The Braves have taken 6 out of 11. So if they split, the Braves would get the tiebreaker, and that's how they would go to San Diego and the Mets Milwaukee. But never mind that and all the other possibilities, because whoever wins this game will no doubt put out something a little less than their best for Game 2, knowing they've got to preserve pitching and health. But we'll talk about that as this afternoon progresses. Our game time temperature is sponsored by Peerless Boilers and Pavilion Tankless Water Heaters. Go to peerlessboilers.com for a dealer near you. Cloudy skies in Atlanta, 76 degrees at game time, and we'll come back to look at the pitching matchup next on Odyssey Mets Radio, driven by your Honda dealers.
Connection, opportunity, possibility. It's what we all want. Spectrum has built a world where anything is possible, with products and services designed to work better together for a seamless connectivity experience. A connection to family and friends, a connection to education, and a connection to new opportunities. So there's no limit to how big we can dream. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
Right now at Wendy's, you can get a small Frosty for $1. And literally everyone is going. The car behind you, going to get $1 Frosty. The car ahead of you, already had one, going for a second. The person who cut you off earlier, you guessed it, $1 Frosty. Maybe it's all a sign for you to go get one. Just don't cut anyone off. No one likes that person. The iconic Frosty for $1, gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's. Not valid in a combo. Prices may be higher in Alaska, Hawaii, California, and via third-party delivery.
This is Idanis Rodriguez, Commissioner of the New York City Department of Transportation. Mayor Eric Adams and I want to remind you that things happen fast on the street. When you're driving, your speed can feel slow, but if you hit someone, it's terrifyingly fast. Drivers, watch out for pedestrians and cyclists and slow your turns to less than 5 miles per hour. Remember, speeding ruins lives. Slow down.
Get more in a new Mazda from Ramsey Mazda. more selection, and more savings. Lease a new 2024 Mazda CX-50 2.5S Select, just $199 a month. Or buy with 0% APR financing for 36 months at Ramsey Mazda, Route 17 North in Ramsey. Choose wisely. Choose Ramsey Mazda.
Call 833-853-2970 for lease details. Excludes tax, title, and registration. Zero security deposit. VIN RN220827. MSRP $32,520. APR $2778 per $1,000 financed.
You might wonder, John Legend, how do you keep your voice sounding so legendary? Honey. And how do I keep my protection against COVID-19 up to date? With a COVID shot this season, designed for recent variants.
You can get your COVID-19 shot when getting your flu shot if you're due for both, as recommended by the CDC.
The fresher, the better.
Ask your healthcare provider.
Back here in Atlanta, we are getting set for game one of this doubleheader. It is a straight doubleheader, single admission, meaning that there will be a relatively brief break between games, probably around 40 minutes or so. If the Mets should win the opener, that would, of course, clinch a wild card spot, but they won't celebrate in the clubhouse until after game two, regardless of how that turns out. Really, the same scenario applies to the Braves, because right now it is all about game one, and the Braves are going to go with Spencer Schwellenbach on the mound. The rookie right-hander has been largely brilliant. Tyler McGill, somewhat reinvented recently, will give the Mets the option of holding back Luis Severino for game two if they lose game one, or in a better situation for them, having Severino on full rest to begin the wild card series tomorrow.
Yeah, this first game is going to be a race to win it, because once you lose game one, who knows who you used in game one to use in game two. And so the Braves have decided Spencer Schwellenbach for their side, who has been dominant, as you said, Howie, against the Mets, even back to his last start where he went 7 innings, gave up 1 run. That was late in his outing against Mark Vientos, who took him deep. But all told for Schwellenbach against the Mets, 1 run allowed, 5 hits, 14 innings, 15 strikeouts, and 1 walk. He has been their kryptonite this year. Maybe the silver lining for the Mets is that they will see him immediately after seeing him last time out. It's very difficult for any pitcher to see a lineup twice and have the same success back-to-back starts. And Tyler McGill, last time out, he pitched against Philadelphia on that Sunday game against the Phillies on Sunday Night Baseball, pitched 4 innings. The last 3 outings for McGill, he has allowed just 1 earned run in 16 innings, and the Mets are hoping for a little McGill magic here in game one. We'll come back, look at the starting lineups, and have first pitch on Odyssey Mets Radio, driven by your Tri-Honda dealers.
Hey, this is Keith Ratt from Odyssey Mets Radio. When the game goes into extra innings and we've got a day game the next day, or those long day doubleheaders where I need a boost, I turn to 5-Hour Energy. I've got to be on top.
Hey, baseball fans, thanks for hanging out with us tonight for this MLB playoff matchup. Please take a second and hit that thumbs up, hit that like button down below. Take a second, exit out of the chat, hit that thumbs up. It helps bring more fans here into the chat to hang out with us during every single game, because we're going to be live every single MLB playoff game going forward in the month of October, as well as the end of the World Series in November. So, with that being said, let's get back to the chat. Hit that thumbs up button so more people can come hang out with us. And if you're inclined, please share the link. That is the best way outside of the like button to bring more people here into the chat. Put it on the social board, social media, whatever. Thanks for hanging out with us. Back to the baseball. Good luck to whatever team it is that you're cheering for.
BB.com's best value brand of 2024.
Contact your local Honda dealer today.
Based on 2024 Consumer Choice Awards from Kelly Blue Book, visit kbb.com for more information.
Invesco QQQ is the official ETF of the New York Mets and of accessing the future of innovation. Curious what that means? Well, since March 1999, Invesco QQQ has given investors a way to tap into the NASDAQ 100 in a single ETF. We're taking world-changing breakthroughs that we can't live without today. Gene therapy, telemedicine, AI, EVs, and more. Still curious? Tomorrow's innovation awaits. Let's rethink possibility. Invesco QQQ. There are risks when investing in ETFs, including possible loss of money. ETFs are similar to those of stocks. Investments in the tech sector are subject to greater risk and more volatility than more diversified investments. The NASDAQ 100 Index comprises the 100 largest non-financial companies of the NASDAQ. You can't invest directly into an index. Before investing, consider the fund's investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses. Visit Invesco.com for a prospectus containing this information. Read it carefully before investing. Invesco is not affiliated with the New York Mets. Invesco Distributors, Inc.
Craving a tasty burger? Well, Smash Burger has you covered. And Smash Burger is now open at 669 8th Avenue at 42nd Street. Enjoy certified Angus beef burgers, signature sides like smash fries, and hand-spun milkshakes. Smash Burger, available for dine-in, takeout, or delivery at smashburger.com.
Back in Atlanta, today's starting lineups in Game 1 are sponsored by Ramsey Mazda. Choose wisely, choose Ramsey Mazda. The Mets, just like the Braves, 88 and 72. Both teams need just one win today. The shortstop, Francisco Lindor, leads off for the Mets. Second baseman, Jose Iglesias, bats second. Mark Vientos hits third and plays third. Left fielder, Brandon Nimmo, is the Mets' cleanup hitter, presented by ServPro, like it never even happened. Pete Alonso at first base, batting fifth. J.D. Martinez, the designated hitter, bats sixth. Right fielder Tyrone Taylor bats seventh. The catcher, Francisco Alvarez, bats eighth. Harrison Bader bats ninth today for the Mets, with Tyler McGill on the mound. McGill, 15 games, 14 of them starts, a 3.98 ERA. And for Atlanta, they have Michael Harris, the second, leading off, playing center field. Ozzie Albies batting second, playing second base. The designated hitter, Marcell Ozuna, bats third. Cleanup hitter and first baseman is Matt Olson. Jorge Soler bats fifth. He's in right field. The left fielder, Ramon Laureano, bats sixth. Former Met catcher Travis d'Arnaud hits seventh. Gio Urshela bats eighth and plays third. And the shortstop, Orlando Arcia, rounds out the lineup for the Braves, batting ninth, with Spencer Schwellenbach on the mound. He is 8-7 in 20 starts with a 3.47 ERA. He is a rookie, and the last time we saw him was last week. We said that was the biggest start of his career. Well, today is the biggest start of his career. No doubt, a huge day today. All eyes of the baseball world on Truist Park. When it's game time, it's Tully time. The first pitch is brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, the original triple distilled, triple blended, and triple cask matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew during today's game. Francisco Lindor ready to hit, and up to the microphone, the Hall of Fame radio voice of the New York Mets, Howie Rose.
All right, Keith, thank you very much. The beginning of a potentially long and very exciting, and maybe even in some ways historic day for the New York Mets, as they try to secure a wild card spot. We'll see where they wind up going. That will depend on the events of the next 6 hours or so. Lindor batting left-handed to lead off against the right-hander Spencer Schwellenbach, who kicks with a left leg. His first pitch is a fastball right down the middle. A called strike, 0-1. It's a 96-mile-an-hour fastball. Francisco Lindor had a great day yesterday, and he's hurting. The 0-1 on the way, swing and a miss as he was out in front of a good curveball, and the count 0-2. I mean, he scored on a Nimmo RBI single in the first inning yesterday with a head-first slide. Took him a bit to get up. The 0-2 on the way, in the dirt, a breaking ball, 1 ball and 2 strikes, and yet Lindor would not only score that run after walking and stealing a base, he singled in a run in the 4th inning, and then he homered in the 6th inning, his 32nd home run of the year. 1-2 to Lindor. Schwellenbach deals. Check swing, the pitch out away. Split change. And the count 2-2. Francisco batting .272. Was also driven in 88 runs. Jose Iglesias waiting on deck. 2-2 pitch. Swing on a pop foul, straight back out of play. This is New to America, brought to you by the Ray Catena family of dealerships. Visit them at raycatena.com. The national anthem was performed today by St. Jean, or Jean. 2-2 the count. The pitch to Lindor. Swing on a broken bat, roller to second, waiting on it. Albies, he's got it. Throws to first in time. 1 man away. So Lindor grounds out, and that'll bring up Iglesias. And we'll look at the Braves defensively. They have Olson at first, Albies at second, Arcia at short, and Urshela at third. Laureano, Harris, Soler, left to right in the outfield. The former Met Travis d'Arnaud behind the plate, catching Schwellenbach, making the 21st start of his rookie year. the red-hot Iglesias next. And the first pitch fouled straight back into the crowd on the third deck to the right of home plate. It's 0-1. Iglesias 2 hits yesterday, extended his hitting streak to 20 consecutive games. Now Schwellenbach's 0-1 is popped up foul. That'll reach the seats downstairs behind first. And Schwellenbach ahead 0-2, and he's usually ahead of the hitters. This is a guy who, including Lindor's ground ball out, has now thrown 117 innings and walked only 23 batters. 0-2 the count. Schwellenbach staring in. Now the pitch. Check swing, breaking ball away. He went around, strike 3. So first strikeout for Schwellenbach. 2 up, 2 down. And Mark Vientos will be next. The umpires lineup brought to you by RWJ Barnabas Health. Let's be healthy together. Scott Barry calling the balls and strikes for game 1. Lance Barksdale at first. Jim Wolf at second. The crew chief, Laz Diaz, is the umpire at third. And now here is Mark Vientos, right-hand batter. First pitch, foul straight back, 0-1. Vientos took Schwellenbach deep when these teams got together a week ago tomorrow, the last time Schwellenbach pitched. It was the only run the Mets scored in a 5-1 Atlanta victory. The next 2 were rained out, and that's why we're here today. The 0-1 pitch. Taken on the outside corner, a fastball coated that outside edge at 98. And quickly it's 0-2 to Vientos. Not a huge crowd in Atlanta because of the nature of the makeup, but they're vocal. And here's the 0-2 to Vientos. Swing and a miss, strike 3. He got him with a hard slider, side retired. Mets go in order. 2 strikeouts for Schwellenbach, middle of the first. The Mets nothing, and the Braves coming up on Odyssey Mets Radio, driven by your Tri-Honda dealers.
Discover the legacy of luxury at Bill Vince's Bridgewater Acura. With over 35 years of excellence. Explore the latest lineup, the new 2025 Acura Integra MDX, the 2024 Acura RDX and TLX, and the new all-electric ZDX. You can also explore our diverse selection of high-quality used cars, meticulously inspected and ready to hit the road.
Hey, you. Yeah, I'm talking to you, the one that's hanging out and listening to the MLB playoff game with us. We appreciate you being here. Thanks for hanging out with us. Now, please help our community grow and hit that subscribe button and turn on that bell so you don't miss it when we go live for every single MLB playoff game in this season. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, turn that bell on so you don't miss it when we go live. Hit that subscribe button so that we can continue this growth path. 40K, we just passed 40,000 subscribers last night. It's time to keep on pushing towards 50K. Thank you for being here for the MLB playoffs. Good luck to your team, and we'll see you guys back in the chat. Thank you.
400 types of cancer, including the most important one, yours. What does it take to face cancer with confidence? It takes MSK. Visit msk.org/expert because where you're treated first matters.
With over 30 stores to serve you, a rewards app that earns you free groceries, and a shop online service that delivers right to your door, what are you waiting for? Download the Food Bazaar Rewards app and get 10,000 bonus points after your first purchase. Visit foodbazaar.com.
New York City Department of Corrections. Search city exams and go to corrections officer. Register for the test today.
Wendy's new saucy nugs are taking nugs to a whole new level. Choose from 7 different flavors. For a whole new way to nug, it's gotta be Wendy's. Open till midnight or later at participating U.S. Wendy's. Hours may vary by location.
Last of the first inning as we come to you live from the Bigelow Tea broadcast booth. Bigelow Tea, grab a mug and tea proudly. Mets went down in order in the first against Spencer Schwellenbach. Tyler McGill making his 15th start of the year faces left-hand hitter Michael Harris the second, and the first pitch taken right down the middle at 96, a called strike 1. Harris missed 52 games this year because of a hamstring injury, but since getting back, he's been good, and over his last 16 games in particular, really good. Good speed, left-hand batter, the 0-1 hit on the ground to short, right at Lindor. He's got it, fires low to first, but it's dug out by Alonso, and Harris is out. 2 pitches, 1 out. It'll bring up Ozzie Albies, and the Mets defensive alignment is sponsored by Orland & Cohen Orthopedic Group. Experiencing orthopedic pain, well, they've got specialists for that. Alonso at first, Iglesias at second, Lindor at short, Vientos at third, Nimmo, Bader, Taylor, left to right in the outfield. Alvarez catching McGill. And now Albies, generally a switch hitter, now batting right-handed, and the first pitch taken outside, a slider for ball one. The reason for that is that Albies is back after missing 55 games because of a fractured wrist, left wrist, and he's batting exclusively right-handed, which is a stronger side anyway. The 1-0 fouled back to the screen. It's 1-1. Thing of it is, though, since Albies came back, he's only gone 4 for 31. So he's willed himself to play. And is certainly a diminished hitter from what he normally is. 0 for his last 9. 1 out, nobody on, scoreless bottom 1. The 1-1 pitch, slider low and away. 2 balls and 1 strike to Albies. Tyler McGill, since fiddling around with the grip on his sinker, has induced a lot more of what we saw from Harris. Ground balls. It has served him well. But he threw too many pitches his last time out. The 2-1 on the way. Swing and a miss at a breaking ball. He had Albies badly fooled. And the count 2-2. Last time for McGill was last Sunday night against the Phillies at Citi Field. He only lasted 4 innings despite giving up just 1 run on 4 hits because he threw 83 pitches, 28 in the first inning. 2-2 to Albies is taken outside. He just missed with a cutter. And now it's a full count to Ozzie Albies with Marcell Ozuna waiting on deck. Outfield is straight away against Albies. Sun won't be a problem, at least not for now. Overcast skies. McGill sets at the waist, the payoff pitch. Fastball outside, ball 4. And Ozzie Albies is aboard, drawing a 1-out walk. And that will bring up Marcell Ozuna. One thing that has hurt the Mets all year, the bases on balls. They are not a team that does a great job in limiting the opposition's running game. To be fair, over the second half of the season, it was much better than it was in the first, but it's still an issue. Ozzie Albies has stolen 8. He's been caught once, and now Ozuna. First pitch, a little dribbler up the third base line along the chalk. It kicks foul. And is picked up finally by Vientos as McGill kept chasing that ball up the line too, ready to sweep it further into foul ground, and he and Vientos made very soft, friendly, almost tender contact.
I was going to say, once the ball goes foul, Tyler just got to pick it up. He kind of kept running with it as if he was going for a jog, and Mark Vientos goes, "Get the ball."
Well, Ozuna, behind in the count here, 0-1, has had a great year as the designated hitter. He is 0 for his last 10. Against McGill, he's 6 for 12 with 2 homers. He's got 39 RBIs on the year. He's among the leaders in the 3 Triple Crown categories. 0-1 the count to Ozuna. McGill ready. Albies a short lead from first. Now the pitch. Swing and a miss by Ozuna. At a good, crisp 94-mile-an-hour sinker. And the count 0-2. Ozuna is 3rd in the league in hitting at .304. 2nd in homers, 5th in RBIs. Iglesias shaded towards the bag at second. The outfield straight up. The 0-2 pitch. Fastball missed inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Matt Olson is waiting on deck. Left-hand hitter with enormous power. Ozuna has all kinds of power himself. Final year of his contract, although there's an option for next year at popular prices. The 1-2. Breaking ball outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ozuna in the final year of a 4-year, $65 million contract. But with the year he's having, there seems little doubt the Braves will pick up the option at $16 million for next year. 2-2 the count. Albies a little bit bigger lead at first now. So McGill throws over and Albies dives back in.
Hard to put Ozuna away here, even though McGill's at 2 strikes. Ozuna head-to-head with McGill, 6 for 12, 2 homers.
The Braves do not steal many bases. The 2-2 on the way. Ozuna swings and fouls it straight down at home plate, and that got Alvarez. So Alvarez in a little bit of pain, and he's been dealing with various aches and pains the last few days. Remember the head-first slide into third base over the weekend in Milwaukee, and he's being given an opportunity to walk this one off as home plate ump Scott Barry walks out towards McGill, just telling him you can take your time while we give Alvarez time, and Barry gives McGill a new ball. Nicely done by the home plate umpire. But not only did The problem that was experienced to the back spasms by Alvarez pop up on Friday night. Yesterday it was a hamstring that forced him out of the game late. And I wonder if it's more than anything a little bit of a hydration issue, because he called it a hamstring cramp. 2-2 to Ozuna. McGill ready. Now the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike three. He got him with a cutter, 2 men away. First strikeout for McGill, and it'll bring up Matt Olson.
And with McGill, good job putting away Ozuna. Tyler these days, again, throws 8 different pitches. He'll harness a few here or there. He's been focusing more on his sinker lately, but it's nice to be able to reach into a whole bag of tricks to put big hitters away.
So here is Olson batting at .247. He's been hot lately, though. And the first pitch to the left-hand batter swung on and missed. A good curveball, and the count 0-1. Olson's been on base 19 consecutive games. During that stretch, he's hit .391. 54 homers last year. The 0-1 temp foul back behind home plate, 0-2. And once again, the curveball from McGill helping him get out in front of Olson, who does have a homer against Tylor. 3 for 14 overall against him. After a slow start, Olson has hit 16 homers in his last 58 games. No score, 2 out in the first. The 0-2 fastball rides high. 1-2. One thing about Matt Olson, you know about his power, but I think sometimes what gets overlooked is just how good he is defensively at first base. Actually leads the major leagues in defensive runs saved. 1-2 the count. Keith loved that. Now the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike three. Side retired. McGill with a 98-mile-an-hour fastball after I threw Keith a changeup. No runs, no hits, a walk, and 1 left. And at the end of 1, the Mets nothing, the Braves nothing. On Odyssey, Mets Radio, driven by your Tri-Honda dealers.
Let's go, Mets! Hey, it's Andy Cohen. Are you a pop culture fanatic like us? Then Radio Andy is your ultimate pop culture destination. From news-making interviews, I read that Gronk thought that he was going to be in the movie more.
I wish I was in the NFL more.
The deepest dives, high-intensity moments, the hottest takes,
the biggest stars, and all the drama.
I apologize, but I'm not sorry at all.
The ultimate pop culture destination, Radio Andy, Sirius XM 102, and on the Sirius XM app.
For the latest updates on Helene, tune to alerts from the Weather Channel. What to expect and who may be impacted.
Hi, I'm meteorologist Jim Cantori. When severe weather is impacting any part of the country, alerts from the Weather Channel for live simulcast of the Weather Channel for the latest information to keep you safe and informed.
Tune to alerts from the Weather Channel for the...
Hey everybody, thanks for hanging out with us during this MLB playoff game. The support is absolutely incredible. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for sharing out this link and helping this community grow. We are also running a campaign for a local kids hospital in Toronto, Sick Kids Hospital. It's something that we do here on the channel as a portion of our proceeds goes donated directly to sick kids every single month. So thank you for making a difference in our community just by being here. Now, you can add to that by making a donation. You can click the link that is pinned in the chat or click this QR code and make a donation directly to Sick Kids Hospital in the Create 100K campaign that was recently extended for our Bills campaign as well as NHL Toronto Maple Leafs opening night. Thank you for your support with this as well. Super chats are greatly appreciated. I will list the names up in the live streams, so thank you for that support. It is greatly appreciated. I need all the help I can get trying to do as much sports as possible for you, the fans. Cheers, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us. Please send those super chats as well as join as a member, and we'll see you guys back in the chat. Good luck to whichever team that it is you're cheering for. Go Jays, go.
Breaking ball there, a curveball, and Schwellenbach ahead 0-2. Nimmo, despite the low batting average, has hit .313 with men in scoring position. And yesterday, a good example. The 0-2. Swing and a foul, back to the screen. Second inning, powered by Invesco QQQ, the official ETF of the New York Mets. Tomorrow's innovation awaits with Invesco QQQ. Let's rethink possibility. Alonso and Martinez to follow in the top of the second with no score. The 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike three. 96 with a cutter. Down and in. Man, that is a tough pitch to hit.
Yeah, we're seeing, too, Schwellenbach, the thing that the Mets kept saying after even his last start was that he is so good at using his fastball. And so you have to honor it. He'll throw it to every portion of the zone. And when you're thinking about that, the last thing you want to think about is a cutter bending off of that. And the rest of the pitch is a slider and the split.
Well, here's Alonso. First pitch to the right-hand batter, taken down and in, ball one. Pete 0 for 3 yesterday, batting .240, 34 homers, 5th in the league, 88 runs batted in. He's played in every game. Here's the 1-0. Hit hard on the ground to third, backing up Urshela. He's got it. Throws to first in time to get Alonso, and there are 2 men away. That's Baseball is brought to you by your local Honda dealers. Contact a dealer for a great deal today or visit tryhondadealers.com. So with 2 out, nobody on, J.D. Martinez, the batter, and a 2 for 40 stretch never felt so good, considering that Martinez had been 0 for his last 36 before doubling off the third base bag yesterday. Right-hand batter, Schwellenbach's first pitch, right down the middle of fastball, a 97, strike one call. J.D. batting .234, 16 homers, 69 runs batted in. Schwellenbach from the first base side of the rubber, left leg kick, the 0-1, foul back to the screen, a fastball. And it is 0-2. Tyrone Taylor waiting on deck. The center fielder, Harris, maybe a stride to the right of the second base bag out in center field. Martinez, good power the other way. The 0-2 is taken down and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes. A 91-mile-an-hour slider. This guy throws 98-mile-an-hour fastballs, 96-mile-an-hour cutters. And now Martinez behind in the count, 1-2. He's slightly bent at the plate. Schwellenbach deals. Just missed the outside corner there with a slider. And now it's 2-2 to Martinez. Olsen way off the line at first. 2-2 pitch. Swing on a foul that goes to the backstop. Beyond the reach of Travis d'Arnaud, or his inability to hold the foul tip, which is not his fault. One thing catchers cannot practice is catching foul tips. They're just too fast. They come in too quickly. So again, 2-2 the count. Schwellenbach kicks and deals. Swing on a fly ball, well hit to center. Back goes Harris. He'll have room. He makes the one-hand catch, and that retires the side. Nothing across. Middle of the second. Mets nothing, Braves nothing. On Odyssey Mets Radio, driven by your Tri-Honda dealers. Let's go, Mets! The bottom of the second is the perfect time to brew up a cup of your favorite Bigelow tea and take a moment just for you. Bigelow tea. Grab a mug and tea proudly.
There's nothing quite like the Honda Civic Hybrid, Accord Hybrid, and CR-V Hybrid when it comes to exhilarating efficiency. With hybrid technology and thrilling capability, these vehicles deliver an electrifying performance on every drive. But what truly makes these hybrids special is the unwavering determination that inspires everything we do. Redefine your driving experience with Honda, KBB.com's best value brand of 2024.
Contact your local Honda dealer today.
Based on 2024 Consumer Choice Awards from Kelly Blue Book, visit kbb.com for more information.
Play $10 million cash from the New York Lottery. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. New York City Department of Corrections. Search city exams and go to corrections officer. Register for the test today.
You can count on our friends at Ridgewood Savings Bank to show you the community banking difference with cutting-edge conveniences and a century-long tradition of award-winning service. Ridgewood is the financial partner you can count on today, tomorrow, and all of the years to come. Whether you prefer to bank at your local neighborhood branch, from home, or on the go, they're always here to help you reach your goals. So let our friends at Ridgewood be the full-service banking partner you can count on to support you in your financial journey. Visit ridgewoodbank.com to find out more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
You never have to worry about thinking too big, because you have a reliable connection that puts everything within reach. A connection to education, to family and friends, and most of all, to opportunity. That's life unlimited. That's Spectrum.
Baseball season is back, and Key Food has all your essentials. Stop by your favorite store in the Key Food family of supermarkets. Key Food is a proud sponsor of Odyssey Mets Radio.
We go to the last of the second inning. The Mets and Braves are scoreless. Jorge Soler will lead off. against Tyler McGill, who walked 1 in the first inning, struck out 2. His first pitch to the right-hand batter is taken on the outside corner. A cut fastball for strike 1. Soler, who as a Brave 3 years ago was the World Series most valuable player, signed with the Giants before this year. Then the Braves picked him up around the deadline. The 0-1 on the way, taken in the dirt, 1 ball and 1 strike. He signed a 3-year, $42 million contract. Didn't work out with the Giants. And the Braves, of course, with the injuries they've dealt with this year, most notably Ronald Acuna Jr. Here's the 1-1 on the way. Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Cut fastball at 90. Of course, Austin Riley, their third baseman, out as well. But Soler picked up. Who knows? Maybe that deal he signed with the Giants helped cause Farhan Zaidi his job, as he was relieved of his duties today. And Buster Posey, the new Pobo. The 1-2 in the dirt, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Buster Posey now running the show with the Giants.
We'd be there at Oracle Park usually, set up, and you'd see, well, there's Buster behind the dugout. And little did we know he wasn't there to kick his feet back, but to soak in the roster that he is now running next year.
Yep. 2-2 to Soler. Sun trying to peek through now. McGill delivers. Swinging a bouncing ball to first, waiting on it, Alonso. He's got it, and he'll take it there himself in plenty of time to get the jogging Soler. 1 man out. Second inning is powered by Invesco QQQ, the official ETF of the New York Mets. The future isn't scary, not realizing its potential could be. Invesco QQQ. Let's rethink possibility. And with 1 away, another of those understudies who have been forced into lots of playing time this year, Ramon Laureano will come to the plate. He's batting .255 with 10 homers, 32 RBIs, a right-hand batter. Started the year with the Cleveland Guardians. First pitch is taken low. 90-mile-an-hour cutter, and it's ball 1. Laureano, though, over the last 42 games has been hitting. He's hit .311 in that stretch. The 1-0 from McGill. Swing and a bouncing ball. Slowly hit towards third. Vientos charges, gloves, throws, not in time. Infield hit for Ramon Laureano. It was hit just slowly enough. Laureano runs just well enough to have beaten the throw by Vientos. And the Braves have a 1-out base runner, and Travis d'Arnaud coming up.
Now, this is a ball, too, that Lindor is trying to fly in on from deep short. And these days, with Lindor's back, Mark Vientos knows if he can get to it, get to it. So he runs and cuts off Lindor. Does a nice job of that, but the throw to first not in time. Just hit too softly.
Well, now Travis d'Arnaud won a game against the Royals this past weekend with a game-winning home run. First pitch, fastball in tight to him, ball 1. d'Arnaud batting .235 with 15 homers, 48 runs batted in. He generally will do a good chunk of the catching here, but he really carried the load early when Sean Murphy was out with an oblique injury. Murphy is healthy now. The 1-0 pitch, fastball outside, ball 2. d'Arnaud played 42 of the first 50 Atlanta games this year. Well, now McGill hoping he could put that sinker to work with the middle infielders back at double play depth. Here's the 2-0. Swing and a ground ball towards third. Diving stop Vientos from his knees. Can't make the transfer. He drops the ball, and everybody's safe. I don't know if Vientos tried to speed things up there a little bit, thinking that maybe he had a chance to get a force at second, and then along those same lines, maybe I got to scramble to get up and get a throw to first. Well, whether there was indecision or not, the ball ended up popping out of his glove as he tried to scramble at least to his knees, and so the Braves now have runners at first and second, and 1 out with Gio Urshela coming up.
So now McGill's got to try to doctor up that sinker that he's been working on the last month and a half or so and get another ground ball, because Vientos just missed a good play there at third base to get at least 1 out. Couldn't get either guy.
Well, it scored a base hit for d'Arnaud, so now Gio Urshela, the former Yankee, who's actually played very well for them, taking over at third base. Austin Riley is out and out for the year. Right-hand batter, first pitch. Pop foul straight back out of Clay, 0-1. There was some talk over the last couple of weeks that maybe Riley would have a chance to come back during the postseason. Last week, the Braves shut that talk down. They said he will not be back. He is done for the year. Urshela 249 average, 9 homers, 51 runs batted in. And again, McGill looking to make that sinker do the job. The 0-1 fastball, that's on the outside corner, a called strike. And it's 0-2. Orlando Arcia, the number 9 hitter, is waiting on deck. Bader a step the other way in center. The 0-2 is in the dirt. Nice block there by Alvarez. With the slider and the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. The sun is trying to cut through the cloud cover here. You can see very thin occasional patches of blue sky overhead, but predominantly a cloudy day here. Really no breeze to speak of at all. The flags are essentially limp on the flagpoles. 1-2 pitch. Swing on a liner to right field. It's slicing towards the corner. It is a foul ball, and not by much. Even we have to hold our breath up here. It's 325 down the right field line and very little room in the corner. And so once that ball landed where it did, it was out of our range of vision, which means everybody in suspended animation, at least sitting from this angle, waiting for the first base Lance Barksdale to make the call, and it was a foul ball, but not by much.
Landed in that first seat next to the sidewall.
So 1-2, the count to Urshela. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with a slider. So big strikeout for McGill. 2 men away. And it'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Orlando Arcia. Don't miss a moment at Citi Field in 2025. Get the best seats for the biggest games with a Mets season ticket membership. To learn more, visit Mets.com/memberships. Well, now Arcia, who has had a terrible year in most offensive situations, and this is one of them, men in scoring position. He does have some power. First pitch to the right-hand batter, fouled straight back, 0-1. He is a free swinger. You often do not have to throw him a strike. With men in scoring position, and he's got Laureano at second, Darno, the trail runner, at first, but men in scoring position, Arcia has hit just 159 for the year. 0-1, McGill delivers. That's a little bit low. A fastball, 1-1. Michael Harris waiting on deck for the Braves. 2 hits in the inning. But we remain scoreless. Laureano walks his lead off of second. Darno a little further off the bag at first with Alonso off the line. And the 1-1 fastball in tight. 2 balls and 1 strike. McGill's problem, as we mentioned earlier, was running up a high pitch count last Sunday night. It was 8 days ago when he last pitched, but that first inning against the Phillies last week cost him 28 pitches. 2-1 the count. The pitch to Arcia. Swing and a tapper foul going to the backstop. And the count 2-2. To this point, right now, McGill has thrown 37 pitches. And he's got 2 out in the second inning of what is a scoreless game. Whichever team wins clinches a wild card spot. How representative their lineup is for game 2, a matter of speculation, conjecture, and, well, probably a little certainty, too. 2-2 pitch. Check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did on appeal to first. Strike 3. Once again, Arcia gets himself out by going after a ball outside the strike zone. Side retired. 4 strikeouts for McGill. No runs, 2 hits, 2 left. And at the end of 2, the Mets nothing, the Braves nothing on Odyssey Mets Radio, driven by your Tri-Honda dealers.
Let's go Mets! To truly go inside the game of pro football, you need to see things from the player's perspective.
Let's go!
Every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, catch the Player's Point.
Let's go! Let's bring the energy!
Join NFL tight end Colin Thompson and Miami Dolphins fullback Alec Ingold as they break down the biggest stories in the NFL.
Hey, baseball fans, thanks for hanging out with us tonight for this MLB playoff matchup. Please take a second and hit that thumbs up, hit that like button down below. Take a second, exit out of the chat, hit that thumbs up. It helps bring more fans here into the chat to hang out with us during every single game, because we're going to be live every single MLB playoff game going forward in the month of October, as well as the end of the World Series in November. So, with that being said, let's get back to the chat. Hit that thumbs up button so more people can come hang out with us. And if you're inclined, please share the link. That is the best way outside of the like button to bring more people here into the chat. Put it on the social board, social media, whatever. Thanks for hanging out with us. Back to the baseball. Good luck to whatever team it is that you're cheering for.
As we react to all the latest news and scores across baseball and have plenty of fun along the way.
Steve, you were so right about that.
I don't know if anybody else thinks we're funny, but I think we're funny.
Why are you putting us or we into this?
The leadoff spot, weekdays at 7 a.m. Eastern on MLB Network Radio, Channel 89, and on the SiriusXM app.
You want baseball? The doggy has you covered. Tune in to Mad Dog Unleashed for the best baseball coverage anywhere. Weekdays 3 to 6 Eastern, SiriusXM Mad Dog Sports Radio, Channel 82.
Baseball's pennant races are beginning to take shape, and MLB Network Radio has all the latest news and interviews on SiriusXM 89 and the SiriusXM app.
One of the doubleheader, which will decide who goes where. Mets nothing, Braves nothing. Tyrone Taylor leads off for New York. Keith.
Yeah, Spencer Schwellenbach 6 up, 6 down again for Atlanta. First pitch to Taylor. Pierces the outside corner, a called strike, 88-mile-an-hour slider, and it's 0-1. So for Schwellenbach, 6 batters, 6 outs, 3 of them on strikeouts. Taylor, Alvarez, Bader here, the 0-1. Little squibber, then rolls foul, now coming back fair. Picked up by Schwellenbach, he flips to first, and Taylor is safe. That was insane. A cue shot off the end of the bat, rolling toward the Braves dugout. It made a left, and at the 45-foot mark, halfway up the line, rolled fair. Schwellenbach fielded it and flipped it, I guess, high and late to Taylor. Wow.
Well, the problem for Schwellenbach was that he had to flip that ball around the runner somehow, and it went effectively over Taylor's right shoulder, and Olsen was not able to get his feet set with Taylor bearing down on him, and the Mets get a gift.
SNY has a slow-mo of that ball. Looks like the scuffs came off. That ball ripped. Here's Alvarez. Taylor breaks for second, pitch taken for a strike. Throw down, nowhere near in time. Taylor with a stolen base. And the Mets have a runner in scoring position with nobody out in the third inning.
Well, they haven't gotten too many base runners on against Schwellenbach in the 2 previous starts of the 2 innings today. But that was a huge jump for Taylor. Schwellenbach had paid him no mind and really didn't even need to throw that ball.
0-1 on Alvarez. Nobody out. Pitch. Little tapper towards short. The runner crossing over. Arcia Fields throws to first. Alvarez out. Taylor to third. So Alvarez does move the runner over despite hitting the ball to the left side of the infield. And now the Mets can find themselves in a spot where they score on and out. We'll see how the Braves defense plays this. They will, of course, bring the infield in. Well, the first Mets hit of the game, though it was wacky and wild, is sponsored by Legion Athletics. You don't need supplements to build muscle, lose fat, and get healthy, but the right ones can help. Harrison Bader with Francisco Lindor on deck. Infield in. Mets threatening. No score, top 3. Pitch. Chopper toward third, fielded by Urshela. Looks the runner back, throws across, 2 down. Bader tried to go first pitch swinging, got jammed, and grounds out. And now a runner at third with 2 outs for Lindor.
Well, let's face it, you've been paying attention to the Mets all year. This is a moment that has been made for Francisco Lindor.
We're coming to you live from the Bigelow Tea broadcast booth. Bigelow Tea, grab a mug and tea proudly. And maybe no tea, but the defense for the Braves can relax back to normal depth. Go ahead, run at third. Here's Lindor. First pitch to the lefty. Bends in for a strike. Breaking ball. Curve. That's 0-1. So Taylor, the runner at third base, able to take a walking lead. Schwellenbach, though, a righty, pitching from the stretch, so he can stare right at him, keep him somewhat close. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Another breaking ball. Curve down and in, and it's 0-2. So Schwellenbach, who has, I won't even say bent this year against the Mets. He's barely broken a sweat. Well, he's sweating now a little bit here. Runner at third in a scoreless game. Top 3. Braves fans on their feet. And Lindor calls for time. You could hear for a moment at the beginning of this inning when Taylor was running his way around the bases. Some of the Mets fans getting loud, but the Braves fans obviously here at home starting to drown him out. The infield back swung around to the right. Schwellenbach 0-2. Outside with a breaking ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
With the third baseman, Urshela, so far off the line, Taylor can take such a big lead. He'll gamble on practically anything in the dirt that might squib away from Darno.
Schwellenbach, first base side of the rubber, comes set. 2 outs, 2 strikes. Pitch. Just missed outside. Check swing. Lindor held up. And it's 2-2. And as a center fielder leads off third, Centers Healthcare would like to remind you that they're not just care, they're care that moves you. Visit centershealthcare.com. Sun shining now on Lindor, trying to get the Mets on the board first. Top 3, runner at third, 2 outs, 2 strikes. 2-2 pitch. Hit hard to first. Olsen gobbles it up, runs to the bag himself. In time, inning over. Taylor was at second base with nobody out, but the Mets cannot bring him in. And we go to the bottom of the third inning at Truist Park. Still no score. Mets and Braves on Odyssey Mets Radio, driven by your Tri-Honda dealers.
Let's go Mets!
The Nissan Rogue with available Google built-in helps you make the most of your drive. Take care of the small stuff, like,
hey Google, cool down my car.
And,
hey Google, turn on the dog feeder.
Or change up your adventure.
Hey Google, navigate me to the nearest music venue.
Handle your drive like a pro.
Experience the ultimate connection in the new 2024 Nissan Rogue. Now get a low $269 per month lease for 36 months on Rogue. Visit your local Nissan store and nissanusa.com today. Not equipped on all vehicles. Requires compatible device. Sequences shortened and simulated. Activation of Nissan Connect services package required. Only use features when safe and legal to do so. Data rates may apply. Subject to third-party service availability. Google, Google Play, and Google Maps are trademarks of Google LLC. Well-qualified lessees. 2024 Rogue S all-wheel drive. $4,709 initial payment excludes tax, title, license, and $695 acquisition fee. Disposition fee due at lease end. Take from new dealer stock. Call 1-888-858-8319 for offer details. Ends 9/30/24.
Mets fans, the amazing double play for your hot dogs, pretzels, and sandwiches is Mike's Amazing Mayo and Mustard, the official mayo and mustard of your New York Mets. Grab Mike's Amazing at ShopRite and bring the Citi Field experience home. Mike's Amazing. When it's on, it's on.
Invesco QQQ, the official ETF of the New York Mets. The future isn't scary. Not realizing its potential, however, could be. In the game of baseball, the goal is to have a winning team that strives for excellence on the field. By focusing on growth and potential, you can build a lineup full of talented players. Let's rethink possibility. Invesco Distributors, Inc.
We go to the bottom of the third inning in Atlanta. No score, Mets and Braves. Tyler McGill facing Michael Harris. Lefty center fielder batting for the second time. First pitch. Just misses low and away with ball 1. It was a 96-mile-an-hour sinker from McGill. McGill has faced the most traffic today. A runner in the first, of course, no runs. First and second in the second got out of that as well. Here comes the kick in the 1-0. Harris cuts through a fastball. 97-mile-an-hour heater from McGill, and it's 1-1. So while the Braves threatened for a moment, the Mets had the best threat, if you will. They had a runner at third base. Braves haven't gotten past second. Of course, the Mets did not score either in this nail-biting day. The 1-1. Harris fouls back the heater, and it's 1-2. Obviously, again, the stakes. We have 2 games today. If the Mets win, they're in. If the Braves win, they're in. If the Mets or Braves lose both, the Diamondbacks, who are, I'm sure, having a barbecue at Torey Lovullo's house right now, just waiting and watching, they would be in. They're the team that can get in today that has no more games to play. Here's the 1-2. Check swing, pitch down, appeal to third, no swing. Laz Diaz decides to push his hands out like he's starting the Macarena instead of to the sides to let us know no swing. Harris, Albies, Ozuna, 1-2-3 here. Second time through against McGill. Infield back around to the right. Slow wind up for Tylor. Now the 2-2. Chop foul behind home plate. I think he got a piece of Alvarez going to the backstop. It's still 2-2. Scoreboard update sponsored by your local Honda dealers. Contact one for a great deal today. Tomorrow, the wild card of the American League, of course, is set. Early game is the Tigers at Houston for 3. Tarek Skubal against Framber Valdez. That's at 2:30 Eastern. Then 4 o'clock, Kansas City at Baltimore. Here's the 2-2. Harris swats one foul, upper deck, third base side. It stays 2-2. And of course, the later games tomorrow will involve somebody here. At Milwaukee at 5:30 Eastern. At San Diego, 8:30 Eastern. So the Brewers and Padres have no idea who they're playing yet. 2-2. Harris hits one hard up the middle. Lindor dives to his left. Can't get it. Base hit rolling into center. Bader fields and fires back in. Seeing eye single for Michael Harris. And he's on the leadoff hitter for the first time today. So again, the best the Braves can do is go to San Diego. There's no instance or scenario where the Braves will be going to Milwaukee, because even if the Braves win 2 and the Mets go home, the best that Arizona can do is go to Milwaukee.
Mets might have to be concerned about the bunt here. They're not showing that. Vientos is deep at third.
Albies a right-hand hitter. No score, bottom 3. Pitch. Breaking ball. He went around on a check swing, and it was Alvarez who was appealing to first to get Lance Barksdale's opinion, but Scott Barry, the home plate umpire, answered his own question and said that Albies went around. I don't think the Braves like that at all. Harris can run. He's 10 for 16. Next pitch. Outside with a breaking ball. Backhand stop by Alvarez. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Mentioned the bunt possibility because of how Albies has been compromised after that wrist injury, not hitting at all. But Vientos is very deep at third.
Yeah, Mets are playing back here with Iglesias slid up the middle near second. Lindor deep at short. Here's the 1-1. Breaking ball at the knees on the outside corner. 1-2. Albies thought it was a little bit low. The cutter just stayed on plane and nicked the outside corner. So Miguel, who already has 4 strikeouts, looking for 1 here with Marcell Ozuna. He's having a monster year on deck. No score, bottom 3, Mets and Braves. Harris leads. Throw over there. He's back in with a dive. The Mets are coming off of a series in Milwaukee where obviously the Brewers ran ragged on them, so they are ready. Braves do run here and there, but not as much as the Brewers do. Harris leaning. The 1-2. Albies fouls it away to the right side. 97-mile-an-hour fastball, sponsored by Spectrum, a connection built for everywhere. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum. McGill's next pitch will be number 50. He can really let it all hang out today with his pitch count. His first game is so important for both sides. 1-2 pitch. Hit in the air, left field and deep. Nimmo turned around, looks up, it's gone. Into the second row in left field, Ozzie Albies gives Atlanta a 2-0 lead, taking Tylor Megill deep in the bottom of the third.
Only the 5th hit in 32 at-bats that Albies has had since coming off of the IL.
A switch hitter by trade who would be up there usually hitting left-handed. Goes right on right, takes Megill out to left, and that's why he's in there for Atlanta. Ryan Snitker will take a 50% swinger because he can do that. For Albies, his 10th home run in 98 games, and Atlanta's on the board first. So here's Ozuna, right-hand batter. The windup in the pitch. In for a strike, 0-1. Now Megill had gone a very long time, since the end of July, since he's allowed any big league home runs. He's allowed 1 today. Here's the 0-1. That's line to left and caught at third by Vientos, who cut it off the left side of the infield between Vientos and Lindor. And Vientos makes a stabbing catch, lunging to his left. 1 away. So a second hard hit ball for Atlanta. And here's Matt Olson. On the last team at the big league level to take Megill deep was these Atlanta Braves, who hit 3 home runs against him in 6 innings back in July. Olson is waiting right now for Alvarez, the catcher, and Scott Barry, the home plate umpire, to finish their chat. And now Olson digs in. 2-0 Atlanta, bottom 3. Megill winds, kicks, and fires. And Olson pops it up foul, third base side, and into the seats for strike 1. Now, talking to Carlos Mendoza today before the game, the way you manage this first game is you have to manage it like a playoff game. Your starting pitcher gets in trouble early. You have to kind of go get him, maybe. Here comes the 0-1 to Olson. Breaking ball misses outside, 1-1. Now, the reality of things, it's 2-0 right now. But if things get out of hand, you can't manage it like it's a playoff game. You have to pivot because you really, if you get down big, and this is either team, you have to focus on saving some dudes, some big pitchers for game 2. Only 2-0 right now in Atlanta, bottom 3. One out, base is clear, infield back. Here comes a 1-1 to Matt Olson. Skips to the plate, missing low and in. 2 balls and a strike. Olson 3 for 15 lifetime against McGill, including that strikeout in the first inning. McGill went heavy velocity, struck him out with a fastball. Deep breath from Tylor. The windup and the 2-1. Olson hits a hard ground ball up the middle, base hit to the right of second base, going into right field. So Olson is on with a 1-out hit, and this inning began with a Harris seeing eye single, and then now 3 very hard hit balls. The Albies 2-run homer, the Ozuna bullet caught by Vientos, and now Olson ripping one to the right side. So he's at first. Jorge Soler coming up, and heading out of the mound, Jeremy Hefner. We'll pause 10 seconds. Station ID.
This is Odyssey Mets.
After Game 2 of the doubleheader, join us on MLB Network Radio as we break down the postseason field on Sirius XM 89 and the all-new Sirius XM app.
Inside Howie Rose, my name is Keith Radd. The most important day of the season for the Mets and for the Braves. The task is the same for both sides. Win one and get in. And right now in Game 1, the Braves have a 2-0 lead, bottom 3. Jeremy Hefner, the Mets pitching coach, peels off his sunglasses, put them back on his face as he walks down the steps of that third base dugout. McGill right now, his pitch count is at 56 as he faces Jorge Soler. Righty against righty. First pitch. Swing and a miss. Boy, Soler licking his chops at 95 down the middle. The count 0-1. Again, first time through against McGill. 2 hits. They were both the lightest of infield hits. Much harder hit balls second time through the lineup here. 0-1. Soler fouls it off his foot. Ricochets to the right toward the Braves dugout. And it's 0-2. The Mets bullpen is in left field here in Atlanta. Atlanta bullpen in right center. Of course, the Atlanta bullpen right now sitting and watching. Mets bullpen has some movement, some stretching, but no throwing. Soler grounded out to Alonso his first time. Right now, Pete is holding on Matt Olson at first. Not really a threat to run. McGill set. Here's the 0-2. Way outside. Good stop on the backhand by Alvarez. Reaching behind that lefty batter's box. That's a ball and 2 strikes.
Pitch count starting to become an issue. Next one will be number 60. And there's 1 out in the 3rd inning.
Last time McGill took the mound, he lasted just 4. Mets went with Phil Maton 2 innings after that to hold on to beat Philly. 1-2. Outside with a breaking ball. 2-2 on Soler. That was a game that the Mets basically piecemealed, if you think about it that way, against Zach Wheeler, who is in the running for a National League Cy Young this year. Mets beat him 2-1 on that Brandon Nimmo home run. Runner at first, 1 out. 2-2. Hit high in the air to center, not deep. Bader back couple of steps, eyes to the sky, makes the 2-hand catch and fires in. It's a cloudy, overcast day today, and so maybe not a very hard sky to see, but what is difficult for the outfielders today is the change of colors through the sky for that ball. There is dark clouds, gray clouds, light clouds, very bright clouds where the sun is really pushing through, but Bader all over that one. 2 outs, bottom 3, 2-0 Braves. Here's Ramon Laureano. Olson still leads from first. Righty against righty, McGill on corks. The first pitch, line to right field, a base hit for Laureano. Taylor fields and fires in. Olson gets to second and stops there. 2 hits today now for Laureano against McGill. And this will bring up Travis d'Arnaud. And again, the Mets managing this like a playoff game, going to kind of see what happens in this inning, because again, you have to think about, okay, there's a game here, but we have an equally and maybe more important game coming up after this. Can't empty the tank. This is not easy. I'll tell you what, the Mets in that manager's office today, they have every scenario laid out. I'm sure the Braves do too, about a situation like this. McGill, though, needs to get out of this 3rd inning promptly. And Travis d'Arnaud about to stand in and has to hold on. Tyler McGill got set a little too quickly, and so Scott Barry, the home plate ump, tells McGill just to step off for a moment. Olson at second, Laureano at first, 2 outs. Mets play the infield back. Alonso off the line at first. First pitch to d'Arnaud. Chopper foul pulled down third, right next to the third base coach, Matt Tui Asasopo. The count 0-1 on d'Arnaud. d'Arnaud just had a huge home run in that Royals series where the Braves won 2 out of 3 against Kansas City. Again, Kansas City is now making its way, probably already in Baltimore, for the start of that wild card series tomorrow. McGill set, a look at second, and the 0-1. Just missed outside. Boy, a really good-looking pitch. Called a ball by Scott Barry. Alvarez was set up middle in, and that pitch looked like it hit the outside corner. Alvarez had to take his glove off center, so it looked like he caught it outside. The infield to the back of the infield dirt. The 0-1. Low off the catcher's glove to the backstop, and the runners will move up 90 feet. A low sinker that got by Alvarez. Laureano to second, Olsen to third. We'll see how they score this one. It didn't hit the dirt, I don't think. I think Alvarez just missed it.
Yeah, he did.
Wow. Huge pass ball, potentially. So the count is 2-1 on d'Arnaud. Infield hit his last time. A little chopper toward Vientos. Second and third for Atlanta. Already up 2-0. Pitch. Breaking ball, strike. Swoops into the outside corner. 86-mile-an-hour slider. And it's 2-2. Mets nervously pacing around the infield and the outfield with Bader in center, a touch toward right center. McGill next pitch be number 67 here in this third inning. 2-2. Got him swinging, heater down and in. Put him away with a 97-mile-an-hour sinker, and that stops the bleeding. Atlanta on a 2-run home run by the half-injured Ozzie Albies. Makes it 2-0 Braves. We go to the fourth inning in Atlanta on Odyssey Mets Radio, driven by your Tri-Honda dealers.
Let's go, Mets!
Share magical moments with your little ones on Disney Junior Radio. From the sky.
It's time to fly with Tots.
To the sea.
Come with me!
To the clubhouse.
Come inside, it's fun inside.
And wherever else the world takes you.
Let's go!
Disney Junior Radio, a new Sirius XM channel.
Hot dog!
The magic begins tomorrow, exclusively in the Sirius XM app. Search Disney.
Do you miss the old internet, where you didn't worry about hackers, scammers, and companies violating your privacy all the time? Make the switch to DuckDuckGo, a free browser you download to your desktop and mobile devices that protects your personal information from being exploited. Here's an example. Did you know the Chrome browser saves your search and browsing history to a profile they use to target you with ads, even in incognito mode? That's right, incognito mode isn't anonymous and still allows trackers to spy on you. Unlike Chrome, DuckDuckGo has over a dozen protections built in and never tracks you. It blocks cookies and targeted ads by default and comes with our private alternative to Google Search that never tracks your searches. And there's no catch. DuckDuckGo is free to download and use. We make money from search ads, but they don't track you either. Join the millions of people taking back their privacy by downloading DuckDuckGo for desktop and mobile today at duckduckgo.com and get a browser that actually protects your personal information.
24/7, 365 coverage of all things NASCAR. All things NASCAR happens exclusively on SiriusXM NASCAR Radio, Channel 90.
After Game 2 of the doubleheader, join us on MLB Network Radio as we break down the postseason field on SiriusXM 89 and the all-new SiriusXM app.
Mark Game 1 of the doubleheader. Atlanta has a 2-0 lead. Ozzie Albies' 2-run homer off Tyler McGill. And so the Mets offense needing to answer. Jose Iglesias, Mark Vientos, Brandon Nimmo go 2, 3, and 4 against the very nasty Spencer Schwellenbach. He has had the Mets number all year. First pitch. Iglesias takes a breaking ball strike. 0-1. Fourth inning sponsored by Cars for Kids. That's Cars with a K. To donate your car today. Schwellenbach with 3 Ks so far. 0-1. Hit hard towards second. Albies right there. Fields between the cleats. Slings to first. 1 away. Now for Schwellenbach today, it's been more of the same. The Mets have been very off balance, just trying to find a barrel here and there. Tyrone Taylor, the only hit the Mets have had. He has that hit, and it was the oddest billiard-esque hit we have seen all year. A ball that rolled foul and then back fair. That's been it for the hits. So here's Vientos. Pitch. Bends to the outside corner, called a strike. It's 0-1. And what makes Schwellenbach again so good is that all 6 pitches he throws, he'll probably throw in the zone. The 0-1. Vientos hits it hard right back to the mound. Stabbed by Schwellenbach. Runs halfway to first. Flips the other half in time. 2 down. Hey, Mets fans, when it comes to heating efficiency, Peerless Boilers and Pavilion tankless water heaters are in a league of their own. So go to peerlessboilers.com for more info. And remember, Peerless Boilers are the world's best built boilers. Atlanta 2, Mets nothing. Top of the 4th. Schwellenbach 1 over the minimum. Now facing Brandon Nimmo. Struck out in a cutter his first time. Righty the lefty, first pitch. A little bit high with a heater. 97-mile-an-hour fastball for ball 1. Schwellenbach for the Braves. Truly an amazing story this year. Started at high A in the minors. A 1-0. It's down and in. 2 balls and no strikes. He was in rotation for the Rome Braves just weeks ago, months ago. And tonight making his 21st start in his rookie season. Here's the 2-0 to Nimmo. Popped up third base side. Foul ground. And to the second deck. 2-1 on Nimmo. Now all told for Schwellenbach, he has thrown 17 2/3 innings against the Mets this year. He's allowed 1 run. Full windup here as the 2-1 comes in. Nimmo fouls it back. High fastball, 2-2. And this inning for Schwellenbach of the shutdown variety after his Braves on an Ozzie Albies home run has given them a 2-0 lead. Nimmo, then Alonso, if Nimmo can keep the inning going. The windup and the 2-2. Reached forward, tap foul behind home plate. Just got a piece of the splitter. The Mets were very complimentary in a competitive way about what Schwellenbach did to them last week. The one pitch they didn't see until maybe the 3rd time through the lineup was that splitter. Well, Schwellenbach has pulled out that split a couple of times today. Pretty early in this outing. Top of the 4th, base is clear, infield back. 2-2 to Nimmo. Outside. Try that splitter again, and it's 3-2. Nimmo whirls the bat around. Schwellenbach, payoff pitch. Got him swinging, breaking ball, snapping down and in, put him away with a slider. A 1-2-3 inning again for Spencer Schwellenbach. After 3.5 from Truist Park in Atlanta, 2-0 Braves on Odyssey Mets Radio, driven by your Tri-Honda dealers.
When you're number one, it's always good to remember who helped you get there. For the Ray Catena family of dealerships, it's an easy call. They're customers. It's why Ray Catena is the premier luxury automotive group in New Jersey and New York. Their game plan is simple. It's to always put the customer first with legendary customer service and the brands they trust the most. Mercedes-Benz, Lexus, Audi, Porsche, BMW, Land Rover, Infiniti, Jaguar, Mini, and Sprinter. Visit a Ray Catena dealership or go to raycatena.com.
The family of Casamigos tequilas, Añejo, Blanco, Cristalino, Reposado, Mezcal, and introducing the new Casamigas Jalapeno. Casamigos tequila brought to you by those who drink it. Remind you to enjoy today's game responsibly.
Bronx, Queens, Bronx, Queens.
Hey, Mitch,
Bronx,
what are they
Queens,
arguing
Bronx,
about?
Which borough has the better team? Queens.
Hey,
Bronx.
guys, be careful. Nobody has fixed that sidewalk in years.
Rothenberg Law Firm. InjuryLawyer.com.
Now what are they arguing about?
Which personal injury lawyer to call? Rothenberg Law Firm.
Should we tell them that the Rothenberg Law Firm is InjuryLawyer.com?
Nah, I find this amusing. They'll figure it out.
Lawyer for injured ones. InjuryLawyer.com.
When you need commitment, compassion, and customized care, Margaret Teets Nursing and Rehabilitation envelops you with a warm and welcoming environment. Offering short-term and long-term care, Margaret Teets Nursing and Rehabilitation is a trusted hospice care known for their groundbreaking alternative holistic services and music therapy. Call 718-298-7800. That's 718-298-7800.
Braves come up, bottom of the 4th inning, leading the Mets 2-0. Tyler McGill facing Gio Urshela, righty against righty. First toss. Urshela chops it foul up the third baseline, and it does roll foul and stays foul, as we've learned today, to always follow a foul ball through. And the count 0-1 on Gio Urshela. Braves go 8-9-1. Urshela, Arcia, and then Harris. Tyler McGill is rounding out the second time through the lineup. Nobody up in the Mets bullpen. McGill at 68 pitches. Here's the 0-1. Pops the glove at the knees on the outside corner, catching the edge. Strike 2. For McGill, 5 strikeouts. He has allowed 6 hits, but the biggest so far, the 2-run homer from Ozzie Albies, who would be due up 4th in this inning. He leans back, deals the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Heater away at 96. He's gotten Urshela for the second time today on strikes. 6 strikeouts now for McGill. And here's Orlando Arcia. Pace of the game brought to you by Optimum, with the fastest fiber internet in the tri-state. Speeds up to 8 gig. Optimum, where local is big time. I'll tell you, if you're a fan of the Mets, a game like this feels like it is taking forever. If you're the Braves, can't get to the finish line fast enough. Pitch to Arcia. Swing and a miss at a ball in the dirt. Very Javi Baez has a swing there from Arcia. That count 0-1. Now again, if the Mets do not win this game, they will throw Luis Severino in game 2. If the Braves do not win this game, they will throw Chris Sale. Again, do or die, where both teams could actually walk away from this thing happy. 0-1, way inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. And again, the Padres and the Brewers, for that matter, have no idea who they're seeing tomorrow, when the wild card in the National League and the American League, for that matter, begin. Deep breath from McGill. Wind up in the 1-1. Fisted foul to the right down the first base line into the seats. And it's 1-2.
And again, here's a situation where you do not have to throw Arcia a strike. He got himself out on a check swing, pitch out of the strike zone with 2 on in the second inning. He's vulnerable here too.
A little bit of an open stance for Arcia. Keeps his hands high, gripping that bat with his red gloves. 2-2. Got him swinging high heat. So he does change the eye level. Instead of going down in the dirt, goes high with a fastball. 7 strikeouts now for McGill. 2-0 Atlanta, bottom 4. And now back to the top of the order for Michael Harris. A left-hand hitter. Green cleats, green batting gloves. At the edges of that home white Atlanta uniform. Infield back around to the right. Vientos is in a little bit at third. First pitch, lefty to righty. Swinging a high fly ball to center. Bader backpedaling to the track. Stops in front of the wall and makes the catch. The only thing behind him was that 400 on the wall in straightaway center. Harris gave it a ride, but he rides the Braves right out of the 4th inning with a fly out to center. 5th inning is next from Atlanta. 2-0 Braves on Odyssey Mets Radio, driven by your Tri-Honda dealers.
Let's go Mets!
Is painting on your to-do list this summer? Call the professionals at CertaPro for a first-class painting experience for your home or your business. CertaPro painters are locally owned and operated, bringing personalized service to customers in every region. That's because CertaPro focuses on what matters most, you and your happiness. From transparent estimates to the final walkthrough, CertaPro has your back every step of the way. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro. Visit CertaPro.com. That's CERTA Pro.com. Each local CertaPro painters is independently owned and operated.
SiriusXM has everything a college football fan needs.
He's in trouble and down he goes. The ball comes out.
All the big games are on the SiriusXM app.
Down the sidelines, midfield. It's a race. Picking them up, putting them down.
Plus, hear daily in-depth analysis on College Sports Radio, Channel 84.
There's not a lot of holes or weaknesses on that football team, and they've got the goods where you want to have the goods for a championship caliber roster.
Our experts get you ready for game day every day on SiriusXM and the SiriusXM app.
SiriusXM NFL Radio is your home for the National Football League all year long on Channel 88 and on the all-new SiriusXM app.
This is John Paul Morosi. On the new SiriusXM original podcast, The Road to Cooperstown, I sit down with Hall of Famer Joe Mauer.
Was probably the second or third concussion in a short period of time that I received. Looking back, you wish you maybe would have done things a little differently.
The Road to Cooperstown airs Saturday at 9 a.m. Eastern on MLB Network Radio, SiriusXM 89, and the all-new SiriusXM app. New episodes drop every Tuesday wherever you get your podcasts.
After Game 2 of the doubleheader, join us on MLB Network Radio as we break down the postseason field on SiriusXM 89 and the all-new SiriusXM app.
Pete Alonso leads off here, Howie.
All right, thank you very much, Keith. Spencer Schwellenbach's first pitch is taken low for ball 1. Alonso grounded to third his first time up. Martinez and Taylor to follow, with the Braves up 2-0. And Schwellenbach now. Left leg kick delivers. Alonso takes a fastball outside. It's ball 2. The cutter there from Schwellenbach, who has not walked anyone. He has struck out 4, allowed just 1 freakish squib hit. The 2-0 pitch. That fastball over for a called strike. It's 2-1. 5th inning, sponsored by Elec 825, building our future. Outfield straight away against Alonso. Urshela deep and near the line at third. 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Threw the fastball by him at 97. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
That was a fastball right down the middle of the plate on 2-1. I mean, the Mets against Schwellenbach, they want to know what's coming. They think they know what's coming. It's hard to find just one pitch today to pick out and hit.
So Alonso having taken his time out, ready to go. And Schwellenbach's 2-2 pitch. Rides high, 3 balls and 2 strikes. And again, this is a pitcher who rarely walks anyone. 23 walks in 120 2/3 innings. 3-2 the count. The pitch to Alonso. Swinging a hard hit, grounder, base hit going into left field. And the Mets have the leadoff man aboard as Laureano plays it in. The Mets have their 2nd hit of the game. A leadoff single by Alonso, and that'll bring up J.D. Martinez as we come to you live from the Bigelow Tea broadcast booth. Bigelow Tea, grab a mug and tea proudly. Well, Martinez flied to center his first time. That first hit the Mets had by Tyrone Taylor, just a little roller around the first baseline that started foul and kicked fair. Alonso's ball was hit hard, and now Martinez takes a called strike. And it's 0-1. So Martinez now 2 for his last 41 at the plate. He has hit into the 10th most double plays of anybody in the National League. And the Braves looking for that ground ball here. Ball be shaded towards the bag at second. The 0-1 pitch swung on and missed. 92-mile-an-hour cutter. And quickly it's 0-2. Skies remain overcast here in Atlanta. The lights, for the most part, are not on. Just a couple of odd ones, which is kind of a strange sight. The 0-2 fouled straight back out of play. You look up, there are kind of those toothbrush lights above the right center field stands here, which is really just a set of bleachers. And there are like 2 or 3 cubicle banks of lights that are on, and that's basically it. 0-2 now the pitch. Martinez takes outside, ball 1. Might be a couple, if even that many. I see some on the first base side atop the stands, but it's not even a quarter of the way lit. For some reason, just a few are. 1-2 now the pitch. Swing and a liner to shallow center. That's going to fall in for a base hit. Alonso to second will hold there. Martinez looked like he got it towards the end of the bat. Dunks it into center, and now the Mets are in business here with back-to-back singles to start the 5th, and Tyrone Taylor will be the batter.
Now this is, I don't know, maybe a spot for Taylor to think about a bunt. I know the Mets are thinking about it, but with Taylor swinging the bat so well, I know he had a little squibber hit his first time. They probably want him to swing away, even though it's the thought, maybe have him bunt.
Well, Urshela tightens up just a bit at third. He's even with the bag. Met fans being hurt. First pitch, he shows bunt, pulls back, takes outside for ball 1. So for the first time today, the Mets have 2 men on base. They had a man in scoring position after Taylor had stolen second and gone to third in the 3rd inning. The 1-0 taken low, 2-0. So Schwellenbach, who has been impenetrable for the most part against the Mets, this being his 3rd start, getting into some trouble here. The Braves lead 2-0. Mets with first and second, nobody out on the 5th. The 2-0 pitch. Taylor pops it foul. That'll reach the seats. Back behind first on the 3rd deck, where it takes a bounce and tumbles down to a very jubilant fan who picks it up on the 2nd deck. Actually, the crowd's filling in rather nicely here today, as this is not on the original schedule. 2-1 to Taylor. Now the pitch. Swing and a foul straight back out of play again into the 2nd deck. It's 2-2, and well, suddenly the Braves are making some plays in the stands as once again a fan made a nice grab. And now it's 2-2 to Taylor. He's playing right field. Starling Marte, in all likelihood, particularly if the Mets don't win this game, will play in game 2. 2-2 the count. Schwellenbach sets. Now the pitch. Swung on and missed strike 3. Looked like the split. Either the curve or the split. In any event, it took a dive on Taylor, and that's the 5th strikeout for Schwellenbach. 1 man away. Francisco Alvarez coming up. Alvarez grounded to short his first time. Behind Alvarez, it's Harrison Bader. The Braves infield, once again, playing back. Albies towards second. The first pitch. Alvarez nubs one back towards the mound, to the left of the mound, barehanded by Schwellenbach. Throws to first in time. 2 men away, and the runners move up. Alvarez did not get much on that. Schwellenbach got to it quickly. So now there are 2 out, but 2 men in scoring position as Alonso goes to third and Martinez to second, and Harrison Bader will be the batter.
Another piece again of Spencer Schwellenbach's game is his defense. He was a shortstop at Nebraska, didn't pitch until late on in his collegiate career, so fielding his position is something that he almost welcomes.
Well, now Harrison Bader, who with 1 out and Taylor at third in the 3rd inning, went after the first pitch and grounded out to third. Bader is now 10 for his last 81. Travis d'Arnaud, the Braves catcher, out to the mound for a quick visit with Schwellenbach. And behind Bader, it is Francisco Lindor. The Braves 2, the Mets nothing here in the top of the 5th. The outfield straight away against Bader. Schwellenbach comes set. The first pitch. Swing on a pop foul, straight back out of play. It's 0-1, a 95-mile-an-hour cutter. Flags barely moving. Skies remain very gray. Schwellenbach comes set. Now the 0-1 to Bader. Swing on a foul, back to the screen. He got a fastball, a cutter, and fouled it straight back. So Schwellenbach ahead, no balls and 2 strikes, and with this crowd swelling, now many of them are standing. Braves 2, Mets nothing, 2 out, top of the 5th, 0-2 to Bader. Alonso at third, Martinez at second. Schwellenbach's 0-2 pitch, way upstairs. d'Arnaud reaching for it, it's ball 1. You certainly understand, maybe raising the eye level of Bader a little bit, but that almost went a little too far. So the video board says get louder, and the fans obey. 1-2, Bader up close to the plate. And now Schwellenbach steps off. This engagement, really not that big a deal in a non-stolen base situation. Schwellenbach ready, here's the 1-2 pitch. Swing on a pop-up outside first, foul ground, it's going to be out of play. Olsen over for a look, it's about 10 rows back. And it remains 1-2 to Harrison Bader. So again, the fans ordered to make some noise, do so. Schwellenbach staring into d'Arnaud. Runners lead, second and third. The 1-2 pitch. Swing on a ground ball to second, in a step. Albies reaches down to grab it, throws to first in time. Side retired. Mets had first and second, nobody out. Don't score, no runs, 2 hits, 2 left. Middle of the 5th, the Braves 2, the Mets nothing. On Odyssey, Mets Radio, driven by your Tri-Honda dealers.
Let's go, Mets!
Bigelow Tea can make the second half of this game even better than the first. Hot or over ice, take a moment just for you. Bigelow Tea. Grab a mug and tea proudly.
New York City Department of Corrections. Search city exams and go to corrections officer. Register for the test today.
If you heat your home with oil, you must hear this message. Low price home heating oil is now available to all our Mets Radio listeners at a fixed price that can save you hundreds of dollars a year on your home heating bill. If you think you're paying too much to heat your home, then pick up your phone, dial 866-OIL-DEAL right now to see how much you can save on heating oil. The Home Heating Oil Service Center is staffed 24/7, and mechanics are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to ensure your family is never left in the cold. Just dial 866-OIL-DEAL. That's 866-OIL-DEAL. The heating oil line is now open for Mets Radio listeners. Think you're paying too much for your home heating oil or service? Call the Home Heating Oil line now to see how.
Hey, Hey, you. Yeah, I'm talking to you, the one that's hanging out and listening to the MLB playoff game with us. We appreciate you being here. Thanks for hanging out with us. Now, please help our community grow and hit that subscribe button and turn on that bell so you don't miss it when we go live for every single MLB playoff game in this season. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, turn that bell on so you don't miss it when we go live. Hit that subscribe button so that we can continue this growth path. 40K, we just passed 40,000 subscribers last night. It's time to keep on pushing towards 50K. Thank you for being here for the MLB playoffs. Good luck to your team, and we'll see you guys back in the chat. Thank you.
RBScorp.com.
When it's game time, it's Tully time. Next time the Mets are home, check out the famous Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey Bar in center field, where you can grab a game time mule, try the brand new Tullamore Dew Honey in a Honey Surfer cocktail. Braves 2, Mets nothing. The reason for that, Ozzie Albies, who leads off the last of the fifth and takes outside ball 1. Tullamore Dew, official Irish whiskey of the New York Mets. Please enjoy responsibly. Albies hit a 2-run homer his last time up. The 1-0, taken low, 2-0. So, basically, Tylor Megill is 1 inning behind in terms of an acceptable pitch count. He's at 77 now. You'd like to be done through 5 at about 75. So, bullpen is on alert, but nobody throwing yet. The 2-0 down and in ball 3. And, of course, the mandate, preserve pitching as much as possible, particularly in this first game. Whichever team loses it will be desperate in game 2. And the 3-0 on the way. Albies takes high. It's a 4-pitch walk from Tylor to Megill to begin the bottom of the 5th inning.
Certainly wanted to stay away from him because he took him deep first time around. Didn't really throw anything close. But the problem is you've now walked the leadoff hitter in front of the teeth of the Braves lineup. Ozuna, Olsen, Soler all now coming up.
So Albies the runner at first. And remember, as far as pitching goes, either or both of these teams will be playing tomorrow to begin a playoff series with at least compromised, if not to some extent depleted pitching. Marcell Ozuna 0 for 2. First pitch on the way, takes a fastball on the outside corner, strike 1 called. Ozuna's now 0 for his last 12. Maybe the Mets are getting him at a good time because Ozuna has been so hot pretty much all year. 6 for 14 with 2 homers against Megill, including today's 0 for 2. Albies being held on at first by Alonso. The 0-1 is way outside. 1 ball and 1 strike, a cutter. And as far as tomorrow is concerned, that's brought to you by the New York Lottery. Play the newest scratch-off games for your chance to win. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY. 1-1 to Ozuna. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. He took a big cut at a cutter in the count 1-2.
Howie Huascar Brazoban has started to throw in the Mets bullpen in left field.
Detroit will be at Houston tomorrow around 2:30. Kansas City at Baltimore a little after 4. As far as Milwaukee and San Diego, well, today will determine that. Here's the 1-2. High to Ozuna. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Matt Olson is on deck. Brazoban is not a guy that you would ordinarily see as the first man up in the middle of this game, if not for the cushion of a game 2. But it's a tense cushion. The 2-2 hit on the ground to short, should be 2. Shoveled to second by Lindor for 1. Iglesias to first, double play. And boy, did Megill need that.
Absolutely a sigh of relief because, again, you'd love to hold off any pitcher coming on in relief as long as you possibly can. You just want a bevy of options with a game and a half left today. And so if Megill can do this 5th inning himself, huge win for the Mets.
So with 2 out, nobody on, here is Olsen. Left-hand hitter, big power. They swing around to the right on the infield. First pitch on the way. That's popped up foul. Straight back out of play. 0-1. The outfield straight up. You can suit up this season at MLBshop.com. Check out the largest selection of official jerseys, caps, T-shirts, collectibles, and more. Gear up with your Mets at MLBshop.com. 0-1 to Olsen. Here's the pitch. Swinging a number out in front of the plate, off the mound to get it. McGill from in front of the mound throws wildly to first, and somehow Alonso stays on the bag. Down on his belly, back foot on the base. The Braves may want to take a look at this, but preliminarily that retires the side. Everybody looking into the Atlanta dugout, and Brian Snitker says no challenge, inning over. No runs, no hits, a walk, nobody left. At the end of 5, the Braves 2, the Mets nothing on Odyssey Mets Radio, driven by your Tri-Honda dealers.
Let's go Mets!
The elite shine when the spotlight is the brightest.
Hey everybody, thanks for hanging out with us during this MLB playoff game. The support is absolutely incredible. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for sharing out this link and helping this community grow. We are also running a campaign for a local kids hospital in Toronto, Sick Kids Hospital. It's something that we do here on the channel as a portion of our proceeds goes donated directly to sick kids every single month. So thank you for making a difference in our community just by being here. Now, you can add to that by making a donation. You can click the link that is pinned in the chat or click this QR code and make a donation directly to Sick Kids Hospital in the Create 100K campaign that was recently extended for our Bills campaign as well as NHL Toronto Maple Leafs opening night. Thank you for your support with this as well. Super chats are greatly appreciated. I will list the names up in the live streams, so thank you for that support. It is greatly appreciated. I need all the help I can get trying to do as much sports as possible for you, the fans. Cheers, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us. Please send those super chats as well as join as a member, and we'll see you guys back in the chat. Good luck to whichever team that it is you're cheering for. Go Jays, go.
Wherever you get your podcasts.
Mets fans, this is David Stearns, and you're listening to Mets Baseball on Sirius XM.
After Game 2 of the doubleheader, join us on MLB Network Radio as we break down the postseason field on Sirius XM 89 and the all-new Sirius XM app.
Here in Atlanta, will that be a metaphor for the Mets offense? They trail the Braves 2-0 as we begin the 6th. Francisco Lindor leads off. Lindor 0 for 2. Spencer Schwellenbach's first pitch at hard on the ground to the right side. Diving stop, Albies from his knees. Throws out Francisco Lindor from the edge of the outfield. Grass one man away. Well, Albies is so good defensively. He made that look easy. Following the speed limit can be easy too. Vision Zero reminds you to slow down and watch for pedestrians and cyclists. He just took a base hit away from Lindor on the first pitch of the 6th inning. One out. Here is Jose Iglesias. He's 0 for 2. Schwellenbach with a left leg kick deals. And a breaking ball over for a called strike. It's 0-1. Good curveball there from Schwellenbach. He's allowed 3 hits, struck out 5, walked none. The 0-1 way outside. 1 ball and 1 strike to Iglesias, who is on a 20-game hitting streak. Outfield straight away against him. Now the pitch. Swinging a bouncing ball to the right side. Backing up and to his left, Albies. He's got it. Throws to first just in time to get the always hustling Iglesias. And there are 2 away.
Iglesias continues to be the guy that I usually watch in this lineup to see how are his at-bats going, how's his balance, how's his timing, because usually he's good enough to pick up anybody. Even he's struggling with any rhythm at the plate against Schwellenbach.
So now here's Vientos, who homered against Schwellenbach last week. First pitch to the right-hand batter is high, a breaking ball, 1 ball and no strikes. Curveball from Schwellenbach. Vientos struck out, hit back to the mound. 2-0 Braves, 2 out, nobody on, top 6. The 1-0, foul, straight back out of play. And the count now 1-1 on Mark Vientos. Olsen way off the line at first. Now Schwellenbach's 1-1. Swinging a bouncing ball towards short and a couple of steps. Arcia, he's got it. Throws to first in time. Side retired. Mets go in order. Middle of the 6th. Braves 2, Mets nothing on Odyssey Mets Radio, driven by your Tri-Honda dealers.
Let's go Mets!
Rev up the fun with the Honda Civic and HR-V. These vehicles redefine the game when it comes to performance and style. With sporty designs matched by powerful performance, the Civic and HR-V deliver a driving experience like no other. But what really sets these cars apart from the crowd is the spirit of determination that inspires everything we do. That's why we're KBB.com's best value brand of 2024.
Contact your local Honda dealer today.
Based on 2024 Consumer Choice Awards from Kelly Blue Book, visit KBB.com for more information.
New Jersey might be small, but there's a lot of wow packed into this little state. We got your down at the beach wows, your top of the mountain wows, your show-stopping wows, your cork-popping wows. New Jersey, it's one wow after another after another. Find your wow at visitnj.org. New Jersey, little state, lot of wow.
Craving a tasty burger? Well, Smash Burger has you covered, and Smash Burger's now open at 804 Lexington Avenue at 62nd Street. Enjoy certified Angus beef burgers, signature sides like smash fries, and hand-spun milkshakes. Smash Burger, available for dine-in, takeout, or delivery at smashburger.com.
Injured in an accident? Your case in the hands of one lawyer may settle for $100,000, but in the hands of the right law firm could be worth millions. The Rothenberg Law Firm has been representing injury victims for over 50 years, winning and collecting billions for our clients. And we're not stopping now. The Rothenberg Law Firm, 1-800-624-8888, or visit us at injurylawyer.com.
The lawyer for injured ones, injurylawyer.com.
Last of the sixth inning, Braves 2, Mets nothing. Jorge Soler leads off against Tyler McGill. Mets pitcher has given up 6 hits through 5. First pitch, hit hard on the ground to short, backhanded on one hop by Lindor. Throws to first in time, 1 pitch, 1 out. And it'll bring up Ramon Laureano. The injury report brought to you by the Rothenberg Law Firm. If you're injured in an accident, the game plan is simple. Just go to injurylawyer.com. And there's really nothing of note to report right now. People continue to ask now and then about Kodai Senga. He is really not on the radar for the near future. Here's Laureano, right-hand batter. First pitch, fastball in for a called strike, 0-1. Speaking of radar, it has gotten very, very dark here in Atlanta. That's why they put all the lights on about 10 minutes ago, as opposed to the few that were sprinkled around earlier. The 0-1 on the way. That's driven in the air to left center field. Pretty deep. Bader going back onto the track, at the wall. It's gone. Ramon Laureano hits one into the first row of the seats in left center field for his 11th home run of the year. And the Braves have taken a 3-0 lead.
This ball just snuck over that wall in center field. And you see Harrison Bader. And again, the key with Bader, if he flips those hips and squares up, it's a good sign. If he doesn't, if he's on the run, bad sign. He was on the run, and this ball just snuck out.
So the Braves, with 2 home runs in this one, have a 3-0 lead against Tyler McGill, and now it's Travis d'Arnaud. First pitch on the way, swing and a miss, and a 96-mile-an-hour fastball, born of frustration. And the count 0-1. Now McGill, left leg kick, the 0-1 pitch. That hits the outside corner. And it's 0-2 to d'Arnaud. Mets had Huascar Brazoban throwing before. I don't think anybody's throwing now. Doesn't look. 0-2 the count. The pitch to d'Arnaud, swung on, hit in the air to right field, slicing towards the corner and the stands. It's out of play, a foul ball. Now Brazoban is in fact back up. Where the pitcher's mounds are in the bullpen here is obscured by some seating in the Mets bullpen. And so you have to really study out there to see if it looks like there's a ball crossing from left to right. I'm told it is Brazoban. The 0-2 chop up the third base line, a foul ball. Step up to the plate with Mets Connect, the New York Mets loyalty program. Join now for free at MetsConnect.com to earn points and enjoy exclusive benefits. Braves have out-hit the Mets 7-3, lead 3-0. And so this game right now really not being managed like a playoff game because there is another one to come. The 0-2 on the way. Swung on, and that one caught Alvarez, a foul ball. And Travis d'Arnaud, who knows all about that, a kindred spirit with his opposing catcher, puts his arm around Alvarez to ask him if he's okay.
Sure, Travis has taken one or two of those.
Oh.
Better you than me, he's probably thinking, but not what he's saying to Alvarez.
You know, when he was with the Mets, he just dealt with so many injuries. I mean, his career was really compromised by concussions as much as anything, but he's really made a nice comeback and often stayed healthy over the last few years. 0-2 the count to Travis. Here's the pitch. Check swing, breaking ball in the dirt. He did not go. Lance Barksdale at first says the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Gio Urshela waits on deck. Now McGill ready. Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, the reason we say this is really not being managed like a playoff game at the moment by Mets manager Carlos Mendoza is that with the Mets trailing, and yeah, it's only the 6th inning, you've got to be mindful of having a full staff for the second game. The 2-2 popped up foul into the seats to the right of home plate downstairs. Because it's fair to assume, and this is where the Arizona Diamondbacks pull their hair out, but whichever team wins this game is not expected to play either a lot of regulars, at least for more than part of the game, or use top flight starting pitching. The 2-2 swung on and missed strike 3. Got him with a fastball. 8th strikeout for McGill. 2 men away, and Gio Urshela coming up.
But at the same time, there's only so many guys on the bench that you could use. So it's not going to be the total JV 8th grade squad coming up to play for whoever wins his first game. Which is why, if you're a Met fan right now, it's probably terrifying with the position of, oh, they'll just lay down in game 2, right? No, never that easy.
Here is Gio Urshela. He has struck out twice. First pitch, breaking ball inside, ball 1. Right now, Luis Severino scheduled to pitch game 2 for the Mets. That is if they don't win this. Who knows what they might do in game 2 if the Mets do win this game, but they're trailing 3-0. The 1-0 hits softly over second, shallow center. It's going to be a base hit. Played by Bader. Urshela to second, stops there. And with 2 out, it will bring up Orlando Arcia, and that is going to be it. McGill is at the 100 pitch mark. Carlos Mendoza on his way to the mound, and this pitching change is sponsored by Hyundai. With a brand new Hyundai, there's joy in every journey. Visit HyundaiUSA.com today.
There's a lot of things out there to help us stay calm in this modern world, like an app that tells you bedtime stories, one that plays white noise, even one that helps you meditate. At Hyundai, true peace of mind can't be achieved with an app. We think it comes from quality you can count on. That's why every Hyundai vehicle comes with America's best warranty, a 10-year or 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Safety features like blind spot view monitors and other advanced technology to help you stay safer on the road. We also have 9 2024 IIHS top safety picks to further help you feel confident on your journey. At Hyundai, true peace of mind comes from the quality of our vehicles. But if you still want to meditate, there's an app for that. To test drive one of our award-winning vehicles, visit your nearest Hyundai dealer today. Hyundai, there's joy in every journey.
Lease an all-wheel drive Tucson for $229 a month, or get 1.99% APR, or up to $1,250 bonus cash. See your local Hyundai dealer today. Offers end September 30th. Call 661-615-2112 for details.
Good news travels fast. Literally. Optimum now has the fastest fiber internet. It's the talk of the town. In New York and New Jersey, PC Magazine has named us the best and fastest internet provider, and Ookla ranked Optimum fiber speeds the fastest and most reliable. Don't be the last to know. Get the fastest fiber internet in town. Visit Optimum.com or call 888-4OPTIMUM today. Optimum, where local is big time.
Oscar Brazoban will come out of the bullpen to pitch for the Mets with the Braves leading 3-0, 2 out, bottom of the 6th inning. Gio Urshela, the runner at first, and Orlando Arcia coming up. So McGill went 5 2/3, gave up 8 hits to To this point, 3 runs, all earned, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts, allowing 2 home runs. Brazoban between the Mets and the Marlins this year, making his 38th appearance, 1-3 with a 3.58 earned run average. And with the Braves leading at least until and if the Mets make a move, Brazoban will probably be pushed a little bit here. First off, they're just looking for the 3rd out of the 6th inning, and it's Arcia who has struck out twice. First pitch to him, right-hand batter, taken inside, ball 1. Arcia struck out swinging both times, second time on a check swing, but again, this is a guy who will chase. He's got power. There's that. The 1-0 check swing. Did he go? No, he didn't. The pitch is low and inside. It's 2-0. Orlando Arcia has an on-base percentage coming into this game of .272. The 2-0 pitch swung out and missed. It was a sinker. 2 balls and 1 strike. In case you're wondering, that is a very low on-base percentage.
Embarrassingly low.
Yes.
Truly.
2-1 the count. It's really getting dark here now. And the pitch taken down and in, ball 3.
They took the tarp cover off, which means that it could be the tarp's appearance very soon.
I think it's starting to rain now.
Some fans are heading.
3-1 pitch. Swinging a liner foul, left field side into the second deck, out of play. Well, you might have seen a tweet that I sent out yesterday. That
rabble rouser.
Well, I'm just, as I said, a journalist. And AccuWeather said that in the 2 o'clock hour there'd be showers today. What time is it?
2:48.
Yep.
Finally, a meteorologist we can count on.
There you go. 3-2 to Arcia. Urshela set to run. The payoff pitch hit deep to left but foul. Madge feels compelled to tell me this is an official game.
Wow, you really are digging your heels in as a journalist today, both of you.
Well, they will wait until, as long as they have to get this in the second game in, because it's not one of these deals where it's expected to rain for very long. Runner goes, payoff pitch is low, ball 4. And that's not really easy to do. Brazoban walks Arcia.
Now look at the little radar that we have. It would be just a little pop-up cutting across, so maybe if there is a delay, and we haven't seen the tarp crew come out yet, it would be a short one. That's what it seems like.
Well, the Mets certainly wouldn't mind one here. Never mind the fact that it's an official game. That's got nothing to do with anything. What they wouldn't mind is the potential for, if they can't do it with their bats, the rain driving Schwellenbach out of the game. So here's Michael Harris, the second, takes the first pitch low from Brazoban, ball 1. Harris is grounded to short, singled and scored, flied to center. And just as quickly as that shower started, it appears to have stopped. 1-0 to the left-hand batter. The pitch taken down and in, ball 2. Ozzie Albies is on deck. Francisco Alvarez is going to, I think, hand deliver. Well, maybe not. He decides to throw the baseball to Brazoban. For a moment, it looked like, and I think he is going to spend a mound visit here. He could have brought the ball out by himself.
Walked Arcia behind on a very dangerous leadoff hitter with 2 on. Michael Harris 2-0. And again, you have Brazoban in there, who is truly, to be honest with you, toward the bottom of that depth chart on the bullpen, as you said. And now the rain's starting to come down, scaring some people away under for some cover. But right now, Brazoban is in there in a game that the Mets is still in striking distance. It's not 7-0, where you can just save everybody for game 2. It's 3-0. Brazoban has to keep it right here. Even though the fans don't want to stay here and watch it, they're heading to the overhang here.
They are looking for cover as the rain now is falling steadily. 2-0 to Michael Harris. Runners lead, second and first. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball down and in, ball 3, as the rain intensifies a bit more. Ozzie Albies on deck. Let's see if they turn Harris loose. 3-0. The pitch, he takes it. It's in for a called strike. It's 3-1. It's not terribly breezy, so there's no wind blowing the rain around. 3-1 to Harris. Now the pitch. Swing and a miss. He was out in front there on a good-looking changeup. by Brazaban. So now a full count, which means the runners are Shella at second and Arcia at first will have automatic starts. Harris taking his time out, making sure to wipe the bat, make sure that's dry as best as can be. Brazaban sets. Here's the payoff pitch. Swing on a liner to right. Looks like it'll hang up. It does, and Taylor makes the catch, side retired. A run on 2 hits, no errors, 2 left at the end of 6. The Braves 3, the Mets nothing on Odyssey Mets Radio, driven by your Tri-Honda dealer.
The NASCAR Cup Series is on SiriusXM. We're back on the track Sunday.
1 p.m. Eastern.
It's the Yellowwood 500 from Talladega Superspeedway.
Checker flag, baby. Yeah.
On SiriusXM NASCAR Radio Channel 90. In the car and on the all-new SiriusXM app. Get closer to everything that moves you wherever you are with the SiriusXM app.
Let's make some smoke and drink some beer. Yeah.
Do you miss the old internet, where you didn't worry about hackers, scammers, and companies violating your privacy all the time? Make the switch to DuckDuckGo, a free browser you download to your desktop and mobile devices that protects your personal information from being exploited. Here's an example. Did you know the Chrome browser saves your search and browsing history to a profile they use to target you with ads?
Hey, you. Yeah, I'm talking to you, the one that's hanging out and listening to the MLB playoff game with us. We appreciate you being here. Thanks for hanging out with us. Now, please help our community grow and hit that subscribe button and turn on that bell so you don't miss it when we go live for every single MLB playoff game in this season. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, turn that bell on so you don't miss it when we go live. Hit that subscribe button so that we can continue this growth path. 40K, we just passed 40,000 subscribers last night. It's time to keep on pushing towards 50K. Thank you for being here for the MLB playoffs. Good luck to your team, and we'll see you guys back in the chat. Thank you.
Radio, Channel 84.
After Game 2 of the doubleheader, join us on MLB Network Radio as we break down the postseason field on SiriusXM 89 and the all-new SiriusXM app.
Field for the Braves, replacing Jorge Soler. Brandon Nimmo leads off for New York. Keith.
Thank you, Howie. So White in there for some defense. Schwellenbach deals his first pitch to Nimmo. Check swing at a breaking ball. He did not go around on appeal to the third base umpire, Blas Diaz, so it's ball 1. Schwellenbach now at just 75 pitches into the bottom of the 7th, or it should be the top of the 7th. 3-0 Braves. Here's the 1-0. Nimmo chops one foul, pulling it up the first baseline. 1 ball and 1 strike. In between innings, again, we mentioned that there was a little bit of rain. They pulled the tarp cover off. But as the inning broke and the Mets came off the field, the grounds crew went out there with the rakes to just drag it across the infield. So that's good. That means they're hoping this will pass. 1-1. Nimmo lines the ball in the air to center. Harris in. Now back a step. Now a few more steps. Makes the catch. 1 away. Well, Schwellenbach just keeps checking boxes. He has allowed 3 hits. 1 from Alonso, 1 to Martinez, and 1 to Tyrone Taylor. Here is that string of hitters. Alonso batting 1 for 2. Has had the hardest of the 3 Mets hits. A ball that was laced to left at 110 off the bat. First pitch from Schwellenbach. Hit hard in the air towards center field. Harris on the run to the track in left center. Makes the catch on the move. A hard hit ball again from Alonso, but Harris got on his horse, got out there, and hauled it in. 2 down. Now Power Report, sponsored by Bill Vince's Bridgewater Acura on Route 22 in Bridgewater, New Jersey. Mets with no runs. Braves have scored all 3 of their runs on homers. Ozzie Albies a 2-run shot in the 3rd. That made it 2-0. And the most recent one, the Ramon Laureano solo blast, has made it 3-0. Here's J.D. Martinez, first pitch. Hits the outside corner, 97-mile-an-hour fastball for strike 1. As we come to you live from the Bigelow Tea broadcast booth. Bigelow Tea, grab a mug and tea proudly. Here's the 0-1. Just missed low and away with a fastball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Mets have Adam Ottavino up and throwing. We're in the top of the 7th here. Game 1 of this doubleheader. The 1-1 to J.D. Down and out with a slider. That's 2 balls and 1 strike. And again, Chris Sale supposed to pitch in Game 2, but if the Braves win tonight, there's no sense in pitching Chris Sale in game 2. They save him for tomorrow against San Diego. 2-1. Outside, 3 balls and 1 strike. Right now, the Mets are thinking about game 2 already, just a little bit, because Spencer Schwellenbach has been incredible again today for the 3rd time against the Mets. 3-1. Bouncing ball to short. Marcia charges, gloves, throws on the run. In time, he's done it again. 7 scoreless for Spencer Schwellenbach against the Mets. 3-0 Atlanta, middle of 7. 7th-inning stretch sponsored by Adelphi University. Top-ranked undergraduate and graduate programs for students of all ages.
Here comes the pitch. Foul ball.
For all your home improvement needs, windows, doors, siding, or roofing, visit unifiedwindows.com or call 888-631-2131.
The Nissan Rogue with available Google built-in helps you make the most of your drive. Take care of the small stuff, like,
hey Google, cool down my car.
And,
hey Google, turn on the dog feeder.
Or change up your adventure.
Hey Google, navigate me to the nearest music venue.
Handle your drive like a pro.
Experience the ultimate connection in the new 2024 Nissan Rogue. Now get a low $269 per month lease for 36 months on Rogue. Visit your local Nissan store and nissanusa.com today. Not equipped on all vehicles. Requires compatible device. Sequences shortened and simulated. Activation of Nissan Connect services package required. Only use features when safe and legal to do so. Data rates may apply. Subject to third-party service availability. Google, Google Play, and Google Maps are trademarks of Google LLC. Well-qualified lessees. 2024 Rogue S all-wheel drive. $4,709 initial payment excludes tax, title, license, and $695 acquisition fee. Disposition fee due at lease end. Take from new dealer stock. Call 1-888-858-8319 for offer details. Ends 9/30/24.
Laborers Local 731 has been responsible for some of the biggest and most celebrated infrastructure projects in New York City, like the rebuild of the World Trade Center and the new LaGuardia Airport. Local 731 provides qualified and competent laborers to fill the demand that the construction industry not only requires but deserves. Its members and leadership have fought hard for wages and benefits that open the path to the middle class that every hardworking American deserves. Laborers Local 731. Feel the power.
Back in Atlanta with Howie Rose. My name is Keith Ratt, along with Pat McCarthy here too, and the immortal Chris Smajkowski. Bottom of the 7th inning, 3-0 Atlanta. Adam Ottavino facing Ozzie Albies. First pitch of the day for Ottavino. Zips in at the knees for a called strike, 0-1. Albies, Ozuna, and Olsen here. 4th time through against this Braves lineup that has been powered by 2 home runs today, one from Ramon Laureano, and the first one from Ozzie Albies. Here is the 0-1 to Albies. Takes down and out. 1 ball and 1 strike. As we look up to the sky, it's half dark, half bright. We mentioned some of the rain has been trickling down, which scared some people for cover. Above our heads toward left field, all dark. Out toward right, some sunshine. Ottavino leans back. Here's the 1-1. Flight in the air towards center. Bader comes sprinting in, stops, and makes the 2-hand catch hat high. So for the first time, Ozzie Albies is retired. And we'll pause 10 seconds. Station ID.
This is Odyssey Met.
After Game 2 of the doubleheader, join us on MLB Network Radio as we break down the postseason field on Sirius XM 89 and the all-new Sirius XM app.
And Georgia with Howie Rose. My name is Keith Ratt. Bottom 7, 3-0 Braves. Adam Ottavino's first inning of relief now seeing Marcell Ozuna. Meanwhile, the Braves getting their bullpen loose. First pitch to Ozuna. Swinging a shot in the air, right field. Taylor moving back toward the track, slowing down near the wall, makes the catch in right for the second out. Chop house out there with that high wall, about 16-foot high wall. The first 10 of which is about padding, and above that's all brick. And Taylor was all over it for the second out. Joe Jimenez has started throwing for the Braves. Spencer Schwellenbach, though, at 83 pitches. And again, he's probably not going to pitch at all in the wild card series. Braves could push him, but who knows? 3-0 Atlanta. Here's Olsen with 2 outs. Ottavino fires to the lefty. Dots the outside corner with 92 for strike 1. Scoreboard update sponsored by Food Bazaar. Shop locally global with Food Bazaar Supermarket. FoodBazaar.com. AL begins early tomorrow. NL goes later. Ottavino's 0-1. Breaking ball down and in. 1 ball and 1 strike. Tarek Skubal in Detroit is at Houston. They're throwing Framber Valdez down at Minute Maid. 2:30 start in that one. Cole Reagans and Corbin Burns. Kansas City at Baltimore starting at 4 o'clock. And then the NL begins in Milwaukee at 5:30 and at San Diego at 8:30. 1-1, wave and a miss, and a good slow sweeper. 1-2.
That's the one that Otto invented in the lab a couple of years ago in Brooklyn.
That's right, all these youngsters are trying to swipe his sweeper. 1-2 on Olsen. He could use another good one here. 3-0 Atlanta in the 7th. Pitch. Chop foul. And that's 1-2. Again, if the Braves win, the only place that they can go is San Diego. There's no way they would end up losing their way to the 6th seed. That is where the Diamondbacks are hoping and praying right now, watching this doubleheader. The 1-2 to Olsen. Got him looking outside corner. Inning over. Ottavino with a swift 7th. And we go to the 8th at Truist Park. Mets chasing 3 on Odyssey Mets Radio, driven by your Tri-Honda dealers.
I'm from cozy acoustic mixes to football tailgate anthems, back to school study beats, live sports, and more.
Deep left field. Hey, baseball fans, thanks for hanging out with us tonight for this MLB playoff matchup. Please take a second and hit that thumbs up, hit that like button down below. Take a second, exit out of the chat, hit that thumbs up. It helps bring more fans here into the chat to hang out with us during every single game, because we're going to be live every single MLB playoff game going forward in the month of October, as well as the end of the World Series in November. So, with that being said, let's get back to the chat. Hit that thumbs up button so more people can come hang out with us. And if you're inclined, please share the link. That is the best way outside of the like button to bring more people here into the chat. Put it on the social board, social media, whatever. Thanks for hanging out with us. Back to the baseball. Good luck to whatever team it is that you're cheering for.
Down with Hall of Famer Joe Mauer.
Was probably the second or third concussion in a short period of time that I received. Looking back, you wish you maybe would have done things a little differently.
The Road to Cooperstown airs Saturday at 9 a.m. Eastern on MLB Network Radio, Sirius XM 89, and the all-new Sirius XM app. New episodes drop every Tuesday wherever you get your podcasts.
Mets fans, this is David Stearns, and you're listening to Mets Baseball on Sirius XM.
After Game 2 of the doubleheader, join us on MLB Network Radio as we break down the postseason field on Sirius XM 89 and the all-new Sirius XM app.
Atlanta, Mets, Howie are down 3-0.
Yep, 83 pitches. Consider that through 7 innings, average is about 105. Tyrone Taylor leads off, takes the first pitch inside for ball 1. Taylor reached on a squib single and struck out. Alvarez on deck. Bader to follow here in the 8th inning. 3-0 Braves. The 1-0 in for a called strike. A 93-mile-an-hour cutter. And that evens the count 1-1. Schwellenbach has not walked a batter. Now with the left leg kick, the pitch. Check swing, but he went around. Could not hold off on the slider. And it is 1-2. Schwellenbach, 7 innings against the Mets last week. 7 innings against the Mets back in New York in July. The 1-2, breaking ball low, 2-2. So to that extent, he's now in uncharted waters against the Mets. The Mets feel as though they would just like to be able to tread water against Schwellenbach. They've barely been able to do that. And the 2-2 hit on the ground foul down the third base line. This kid has been that good. This copyrighted broadcast is presented by authority of the New York Mets and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Mets. Here's the 2-2 to Taylor. Swing on a grounder foul again over by the Mets dugout on the third base side. Don't forget to stay tuned after the game for the Verizon Mets postgame show. Verizon, the network New York City relies on. Outfield is straight away here against Taylor. Urshela deep at third. And Schwellenbach's 2-2. Missed inside, ball 3. Every pitch that the Mets force Schwellenbach to throw brings him that much closer to having to leave the game, of course. Here's the payoff pitch. Swing on a pop-up down the right field line, slicing towards foul ground and into the seats, out of play. So it remains 3-2. They'll take somebody, anybody other than Schwellenbach to face now.
I do believe Joe Jimenez is still throwing. Again, the dream would be Jimenez to Iglesias to the playoffs right now for the Braves. Mets dream to get Schwellenbach away from here.
Here's the payoff pitch to Taylor. Swinging another grounder foul down the third baseline. So Taylor making a contribution here in the short term. However, it turns out, and it is still Jimenez up in the Atlanta bullpen. Schwellenbach from the first base side of the rubber. Staring into d'Arnaud. Now the payoff pitch to Taylor. Line to third. Foul ball. Just barely. First beyond the outstretched glove of Urshela. And then just barely to the left of the chalk. So Taylor's having a great at-bat here. And maybe that will force Brian Snitker's hand before too long.
11th pitch of the at-bat upcoming.
Taylor bets right-handed, taps it across home plate once. Now he's ready. So is Schwellenbach. Here's the payoff pitch. Swinging a drive in the air to the gap in left center. That's going to be in for a hit, and it's going to go to the wall. Waiting on the carom is Harris. He plays it. Taylor to second. He is in standing with a double, and that should ignite the Mets dugout because Tyrone Taylor just had one of the best at-bats of the year by a New York Met. We'll see if that jump-starts them. They're trailing 3-0. Here comes Brian Snitker. He's going to go to his bullpen. Standing ovation for Schwellenbach. And this pitching change is brought to you by the New York Lottery. Get out there and play the newest scratch-off games for a chance to win.
There's a lot of things out there to help us stay calm in this modern world, like an app that tells you bedtime stories, one that plays white noise, even one that helps you meditate. At Hyundai, true peace of mind can't be achieved with an app. We think it comes from quality you can count on. That's why every Hyundai vehicle comes with America's best warranty, a 10-year or 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Safety features like blind spot view monitors and other advanced technology to help you stay safer on the road. We also have 9 2024 IIHS top safety picks to further help you feel confident on your journey. At Hyundai, true peace of mind comes from the quality of our vehicles. But if you still want to meditate, there's an app for that. To test drive one of our award-winning vehicles, visit your nearest Hyundai dealer today. Hyundai, there's joy in every journey.
Lease an all-wheel drive Tucson for $229 a month, or get 1.99% APR, or up to $1,250 bonus cash. See your local Hyundai dealer today. Offers end September 30th. Call 661-615-2112 for details.
When you need commitment, compassion, and customized care, Margaret Teets Nursing and Rehabilitation envelops you with a warm and welcoming environment. Offering short-term and long-term care, Margaret Teets Nursing and Rehabilitation is a trusted hospice care known for their groundbreaking alternative holistic services and music therapy. Call 718-298-7800. That's 718-298-7800.
Well, bookmark that at-bat by Tyrone Taylor. We'll see if that was the ignition switch that he just hit to begin the 8th inning. What he did hit was a ringing double up the gap in left center field after a tremendous at-bat as he saw a dozen pitches from Spencer Schwellenbach. Actually make that 11 pitches. And so Schwellenbach gone. And Joe Jimenez, who's had an outstanding year out of the bullpen for the Braves, will come on to face Francisco Alvarez. Taylor at second, nobody out. The first pitch. Breaking ball is on the outside corner. Strike one called. Jimenez in his 68th game. He's lost 5. He's 1-5 with a 2.26 ERA, but they hit just 174 against him. Met fans making noise. The 0-1 hit on the ground towards third. Fair ball. Past the Dizing Urshela and down the left field line. Taylor around third scores easily. The throw is hurled to second by Laureano. Not in time to get Alvarez. A double and a run batted in. The Braves lead is cut to 3-1. A ground ball double just inside the third base bag. And the Mets are open for business here in the 8th inning.
Well, they just needed to see maybe somebody else. And Joe Jimenez right now is that somebody that anybody else aside from Spencer Schwellenbach, who has had the Mets number not just today but all season. Jimenez comes in, Alvarez doubles.
First Mets run of the game, sponsored by Sloman's Home Security. Real security, powered by real people. Sloman's, the difference is human. Now it's Bader, who is 0 for 2, due up. But Starling Marte will bat instead. Marte is hitting for Bader. Marte batting .266, 7 homers, 40 RBIs. First pitch, fastball high, ball 1. Jimenez did not pitch yesterday. He did pitch on Saturday against Kansas City. Went an inning and a third. So 1-0 to Marte. The pitch swung on, popped up foul down the right field line and out of play. The count 1-1. And I think now it's fair to wonder, depending on how this inning plays out, is Raisel Iglesias an option for the Braves in the 8th inning? Remember, the winner of this game is going to the playoffs, and it is Iglesias throwing in the bullpen now for Atlanta. Here's the 1-1. Hit hard on the ground, left side, base hit, past the diving shortstop Barcia. Alvarez had to hold up, he goes to third and stops there. Marte aboard, 3 straight hits by the Mets to begin the 8th. And now we go to the top of the order and Francisco Lindor. And again, that Tyrone Taylor at bat against Schwellenbach, looming larger and larger with each Mets plate appearance.
And now you have Lindor stepping in, and he is one of the few and the only active Met right now that has ever taken Joe Jimenez deep. And maybe knowing that, Rick Kranitz, the pitching coach, who usually on Schwellenbach days you never see go out to the mound, does come out to the mound to talk to Joe Jimenez. Lindor has gotten Jimenez once in 6 tries, taking him deep.
So the Mets now making a huge bid as they get Schwellenbach out of the game. They have a run in. The tying runs are on. And Lindor, the biggest story of their season, will be the go-ahead run at the plate with nobody out here in the 8th inning. It is 3-1 Atlanta. They have out-hit the Mets 8-6.
And there's no avoiding Lindor for Jimenez. The 3-batter rule. Lindor represents the third and what would be, maybe potentially, the final batter Jimenez would see before they go to Iglesias.
So here is Lindor. Runners at the corners, the infield back at double play depth. Lindor batting left-handed. Jimenez deals. Fastball is high. Ball 1. You know, there's a psychological benefit just to having gotten Schwellenbach out of the game, too. Phil Maton is up in the bullpen now for the Mets. 1-0 to Lindor. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Pitch was a 95-mile-an-hour fastball right at the top of the zone. And the count 1 ball and 1 strike. The Braves will trade a run for 2 outs here, with Alvarez at third, Marte at first, and nobody out. And Jimenez steps off. Outfield is straight up. Jimenez comes set. Here's the 1-1 to Lindor. Swing and a liner to center. Base hit for Lindor. Alvarez is in. Marte stops at second. Lindor on at first. RBI single. 4 straight hits to begin the 8th inning for the Mets. The Atlanta lead is now 3-2. And that's going to be it for Jimenez. Rick Kranitz is going to go to Raisel Iglesias and ask him under duress for 6 outs. This pitching change is sponsored by Hyundai. With a brand new Hyundai, there's joy in every journey. Visit HyundaiUSA.com today.
There's a lot of things out there to help us stay calm in this modern world. Like an app that tells you bedtime stories. One that plays white noise. even one that helps you meditate. At Hyundai, true peace of mind can't be achieved with an app. We think it comes from quality you can count on. That's why every Hyundai vehicle comes with America's best warranty, a 10-year or 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Safety features like blind spot view monitors and other advanced technology to help you stay safer on the road. We also have 9 2024 IIHS top safety picks to further help you feel confident on your journey. At Hyundai, true peace of mind comes from the quality of our vehicles. But if you still want to meditate, there's an app for that. To test drive one of our award-winning vehicles, visit your nearest Hyundai dealer today. Hyundai, there's joy in every journey.
Lease an all-wheel drive Tucson for $229 a month, or get 1.99% APR, or up to $1,250 bonus cash. See your local Hyundai dealer today. Offers end September 30th. Call 661-615-2112 for details.
Good news travels fast. Literally. Optimum now has the fastest fiber internet. It's the talk of the town. In New York and New Jersey, PC Magazine has named us the best and fastest internet provider, and Ookla ranked Optimum fiber speeds the fastest and most reliable. Don't be the last to know. Get the fastest fiber internet in town. Visit Optimum.com or call 888-4OPTIMUM today. Optimum, where local is big time.
Well, now it's Raisel Iglesias, who is going to be asked for the most difficult 6 outs. The Braves led 3-0 coming into this inning. Tyrone Taylor had an 11-pitch at-bat, led off with a double that got Schwellenbach out of the game. 3 straight hits against Joe Jimenez. Iglesias will face Iglesias. Raisel to the Mets, Jose. First and second, no out. First pitch swung on and missed, 0-1. Jose Iglesias on that 20-game hitting streak is 0 for 3. Marte at second is the tying run. Lindor at first, the go-ahead run. We're in the 8th. Nobody out, 3-2 Braves. Iglesias ready. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. 0-2. He went way outside with that slider. So now the crowd comes to its feet. Asked to make some noise by the video board. Raisel Iglesias comes to the belt, the 0-2. Swing and a foul back to the screen. Came with a fastball at 95, and Jose fouled it back. And good speed at both precincts for the Mets. Compromised, though, by various physical ailments. Marte's leg, Lindor's back. 0-2 to Iglesias. Here's the pitch. Swing and a liner to right field. That's a base hit. Marte hits third. He's coming home. White's throw is cut off by Olsen. The Mets have tied the game. Going to third is Lindor. And holding at first with an RBI single is Jose Iglesias. The Mets have tied the game 3-3, and still nobody out in the 8th inning. 5 straight hits for New York, and they're in charge now.
And Jose Iglesias, he waits and waits and waits until he gets to 2 strikes and becomes OMG Jose Iglesias. Half swing, just punched it right down the right field line. What an at-bat again by Jose Iglesias. How many times have we said that this year?
5 straight hits to start the 8th inning. Lindor the go-ahead run at third. Iglesias on at first, nobody out, and here's Vientos. The infield comes in. First pitch taken way outside, ball 1. Where did this come from? Spencer Schwellenbach had thrown just 83 pitches, breezing through 7. This came from Tyrone Taylor. They may remember that at-bat for years to come. Here's the 1-0. Vientos swings and misses. 0-1. Good hard slider. And it's 1-1 to Mark, who is 0 for 3. The infield is in. Lindor can't get too much of a lead down the line at third, or Urshela holding. 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball outside, ball 2. This is it. You know, this is option A here for Atlanta. Their closer, Raisel Iglesias, after their 8th inning man, Joe Jimenez, gave up 3 straight hits. 2-1 to count. The pitch. Swinging a high fly ball, fairly shallow center. Harris settles under it. Lindor tags. Harris makes the catch. Here comes Lindor. Throw to the plate. Cut off by Olsen. Mets take the lead. A sacrifice fly for Mark Vientos. It is 4-3 New York. Iglesias holds at first, one man out, and a 4-run 8th inning for New York.
And all the Braves fans that were allowed about 30 minutes ago that clapped Spencer Schwellenbach off the field, they have been quieted, sitting, and the Mets fans have erupted behind that third base dugout behind a 4-run Met 8th inning.
So, Brandon Nimmo, the batter for New York. Can they push some more? Well, they'll try. Iglesias' running pitch taken outside. D'Arnaud can't make a throw. The ball pops out of his glove. It's a stolen base for Jose Iglesias. And if the Braves are stunned, that's a good idea for the Mets to keep the foot on the accelerator, and that's exactly what that was about, running Iglesias there. So he's in scoring position with one out. And Nimmo, despite the low batting average, has hit .313 this year with men in scoring position. 1-0 the pitch. Taken low. 2 balls and no strikes. Keep going back to that Tyrone Taylor double. This puts me in mind of Lenny Dykstra's double leading off the 9th inning of that tremendous Game 6 of the LCS in '86 against the Astros. 2-0 to Nimmo, swung on and missed 2-1. They had been as quiet in that game against Bob Knepper as they were today against Spencer Schwellenbach. Yet they have found a way. They have the lead. It's 4-3 New York. Iglesias leads from second to 2-1 to Nimmo. Driven in the air. Deep right field. This baby's on the way. It is gone! A long 2-run homer for Brandon Nimmo. It's a 6-run 8th inning. The Mets are leading by a score of 6-3. It's as though the alarm clock went off. It is pandemonium in the Mets dugout. And from the Mets fans here at Truist Park as well. And a stunned Brian Snitker, the manager of the Braves, is on his way to mound. He's had to take the ball from his 8th inning man, Jimenez. Now he takes it from his closer. And this pitching change is brought to you by the New York Lottery. Get out there and play the newest scratch-off games for a chance to win.
There's a lot of things out there to help us stay calm in this modern world, like an app that tells you bedtime stories, one that plays white noise, even one that helps you meditate. At Hyundai, true peace of mind can't be achieved with an app. We think it comes from quality you can count on. That's why every Hyundai vehicle comes with America's best warranty, a 10-year or 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Safety features like blind spot view monitors and other advanced technology to help you stay safer on the road. We also have 9 2024 IIHS top safety picks to further help you feel confident on your journey. At Hyundai, true peace of mind comes from the quality of our vehicles. But if you still want to meditate, there's an app for that. To test drive one of our award-winning vehicles, visit your nearest Hyundai dealer today. Hyundai, there's joy in every journey.
Lease an all-wheel drive Tucson for $229 a month, or get 1.99% APR, or up to $1,250 bonus cash. See your local Hyundai dealer today. Offers end September 30th. Call 661-615-2112 for details.
When you need commitment, compassion, and customized care, Margaret Teets Nursing and Rehabilitation envelops you with a warm and welcoming environment. Offering short-term and long-term care, Margaret Teets Nursing and Rehabilitation is a trusted hospice care known for their groundbreaking alternative holistic services and music therapy. Call 718-298-7800. That's 718-298-7800.
Well, now, the Mets have 6 runs in here in the top of the 8th inning. They have taken a 6-3 lead over the Braves. And if ever there were a metaphor for the circumstances the Braves are in, he's on the mound right now. It's all about his name, Aaron Bummer, who was facing Pete Alonso. And the first pitch, breaking ball outside for ball 1. Well, you couldn't have written this script the way Schwellenbach was going. But he gave up that double to Taylor on an 11-pitch at bat. And now the 1-0 to Alonso, swung on and missed.
I think that hit him.
Sorry. It goes to the backside. I wasn't sure if that hit D'Arnaud's glove, the umpire, if he missed it altogether. But in any event, it's 1-1 to Alonso. But I mean, this may be as stunning a turnaround under the circumstances as we've seen in Mets history. I mean, ever. The 1-1 line the other way, foul and out of play. It's 1-2. You know, I brought up the Dykstra double, actually triple, right? That was hit beyond Billy Hatcher's reach. Yeah, it was a triple to begin the ninth inning against Bob Knepper with the Mets down 3-0 in Game 6 in '86. That was kind of more gradual, the way they tied the game. The 1-2 taken high, 2-2, and they would eventually tie that game in the ninth. Yada, 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 went 16 innings, and the Mets won the pennant. But this, after that Taylor double, boom, it just happened all at once. I don't know that I've seen anything like it. The 2-2 swung on and missed strike 3. Bummer gets Alonso with a slider to the back foot, and there are 2 men away.
And think of the Braves now. If you were to just take this all the way, Mets win this game, do they have Jimenez or Iglesias or even this guy, Aaron Bummer, who has been one of the best pitchers in the league all year, and Snickers using him here down 3?
Well, here's J.D. Martinez, 1 for 3, and he takes low for ball 1.
Jimenez threw just 8 pitches. Iglesias just 12. So not many pitches, but think about that. Like you said, not many pitches. The Mets have scored all these runs.
Yeah, 8 pitches, and Jimenez allowed 3 runs. The 1-0 to Martinez. Tapped foul, one-handed in the on-deck circle by Tyrone Taylor, somewhat fittingly. He did it all in the batter's box. Now he's doing it in the on-deck circle, too. And the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. Wow, 6-3 New York. 2 out, nobody on in the 8th. The 1-1 taken on the outside corner, 1 ball and 2 strikes. And what's, now that it's come into focus, now the tide has shifted somewhat. Now the Mets in a different situation with their pitching for Game 2. The 1-2 taken outside to Martinez, 2-2. Believe me, we're not putting this one away yet. But if they hold on to the lead, now they don't have to throw Severino. And your starters in a potential Milwaukee series or San Diego series, 2-2 in the dirt, 3 balls and 2 strikes, they'd all be on regular rest. That's the big difference here. If the Mets win this game, you got Severino, Minaya, and let's say Quintana, all on 4 days rest. I'm just throwing Quintana out there because he'd be the one on regular rest a day ahead of Peterson in that respect. But you get the idea. Severino has to pitch Game 2. It's a whole other story. Payoff pitch, down and in, ball 4. J.D. Martinez draws the 2-out walk. And if you are somewhere where you can come to your feet and you're a Mets fan, do it right now to honor the at-bat that Tyrone Taylor had to begin this 8th inning. In the annals of Mets history, wherever this game or season goes, it's somewhat historic. Sean Dunston had one like that in the 1999 National League Championship Series.
Luis Angel Acuna has run at first for J.D. Martinez.
Thank you. First pitch on the way to Taylor, taken for a called strike, 0-1. That is the DH spot with Martinez having drawn the walk and now vacated for the pinch runner. So Taylor 2 out of 3. And Bummer's 0-1. Swinging a high fly ball, shallow right center, cutting into the gap. Harris yields to the right fielder White, who makes the catch. Side retired. And a stunned group of Atlanta Braves leave the field after the Mets in the 8th inning put up 6 runs. There were 6 hits. No errors, 1 left, middle of the 8th inning, and Atlanta, Game 1. The Mets 6, the Braves 3 on Odyssey Mets Radio, driven by your Tri-Honda dealers.
Let's go Mets!
The Honda Ridgeline, Passport, and Pilot are in a league of their own when it comes to rugged capability. Their relentless power and versatility make these vehicles the ultimate challengers for exhilarating adventures and formidable terrain. But it's not just performance that makes these cars special. It's the unwavering determination that inspires everything we do. That's why we're KBB.com's best value brand of 2024.
Contact your local Honda dealer today.
Available all-wheel drive on Pilot based on 2024 Consumer Choice Awards from Kelly Blue Book. Visit kbb.com for more information.
Is your business looking to hire for the holiday season? Find servers, cooks, shop assistants, and anyone your business may need on the Job Today hiring app. The fastest way to connect with great local candidates is here. Download Job Today, New York's #1 hiring app.
This is Idanis Rodriguez, Commissioner of the New York City Department of Transportation. Mayor Eric Adams and I want to remind you that things happen fast on the street. When you're driving, your speed can feel slow, but if you hit someone, it's terrifyingly fast. Drivers, watch out for pedestrians and cyclists and slow your turns to less than 5 miles per hour. Remember, speeding ruins lives. Slow down.
Selecting and installing Marvin.
Hey, you. Yeah, I'm talking to you, the one that's hanging out and listening to the MLB playoff game with us. We appreciate you being here. Thanks for hanging out with us. Now, please help our community grow and hit that subscribe button and turn on that bell so you don't miss it when we go live for every single MLB playoff game in this season. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, turn that bell on so you don't miss it when we go live. Hit that subscribe button so that we can continue this growth path. 40K, we just passed 40,000 subscribers last night. It's time to keep on pushing towards 50K. Thank you for being here for the MLB playoffs. Good luck to your team, and we'll see you guys back in the chat. Thank you.
Streak, scoring 6 runs in the top of the 8th inning after trailing 3-0. So Phil Maton will come in to pitch the bottom of the 8th inning, facing White to lead off. Eli White takes a called strike, 0-1, as White had replaced Jorge Soler for defense going to the 8th inning when the Braves had a 3-0 lead. Now the 0-1 on the way. Take it inside, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Well, he tried to do his best to catch that Nimmo home run, but the ball went to the back and the top level of the chop house in right field over his head.
That was some kind of shot by Nimmo. I told you that despite the batting average in the 220s, he's hit nearly 100 points higher than that with men in scoring position. There were runners at first and third, and did he ever deliver? The 1-1 breaking ball outside, ball 2. I should say there was one man on as Lindor that scored on a sacrifice fly. But 2-1 the count to Eli White, batting .270 with a homer, 4 RBIs. Maton deals inside. Did it hit him? I believe it did, and they checked the swing at first. He did not go, so he's been hit by the pitch. Carlos Mendoza pops out of the dugout right away. I think he wants them to look at that.
He thought it was a swing, and quite frankly, so did I, but well, we're up here, we're recessed. White looked like he turned his shoulders and went around on the ball that hit him. Now, if that ball hits him and he went around, it's a strike.
Yeah, but you can't go to a video review for the swing. It's only as to whether or not it hit him. And they say they've got this. It hit him. And so the Braves against Maton have the leadoff man on. Now remember, Maton is working for the 3rd straight day. This is a little curious now. Here is Laureano. And the first pitch taken high, 1 ball and no strikes. Look back at who the Mets used yesterday. It was just Maton for 1 and Diaz. Buto pitched a couple of days ago. Maybe holding a little something in reserve now for game 2. The 1-0 swung out and missed, 1-1. But this is a test here for Phil Maton going on his 3rd straight day.
Looks like the Mets may have somebody up. Yep, Edwin Diaz is getting loose now.
So they won't give Maton too much rope here. 1-1 to Laureano. Swinging a high pop-up, foul ground, third base side near the dugout, and it's out of play. Jose Iglesias over for a look. It went beyond his reach. Iglesias is now at third with Eddie Alvarez at second. As Carlos Mendoza has gone to his defensive platoon here in this 8th inning. Suddenly it's the Mets who are up 3. And timeout called as you hear.
And again, remember, the outfield, too, has now Tyrone Taylor in center, and Marte has come in right. He came in to hit for Bader, so kind of a flip for the offense instead of the defense.
1-2. Now the pitch to Laureano. Swing on a fly ball, shallow right. Marte got a late start. It'll hang up for him, and he makes the one-hand catch. 1 away. Well, Brandon Nimmo hit the Mets' first home run of this game, the only one so far, only one of their biggest of the year. Sponsored by Job Today hiring platform. Your business looking to hire? Download Job Today, New York's #1 hiring app, also available at jobtoday.com. 6-3 New York. The Mets are 5 outs away. And here is d'Arnaud, 1 for 3. First pitch, called strike, 0-1. So Maton gets the first one over, starting him out with a sinker. Will Maton get through this 8th inning? Will we need to see Diaz in the 8th? Or will they be able to hold him back till the 9th? They win this game, they can hold them back all the way until tomorrow. The 0-1 check swing. Does he go around? No. On appeal to first, says Lance Barksdale, and the count 1-1. Tell you one thing, Tyrone Taylor's the thriving player of this game, brought to you by ThriveWell Infusion, New York's premier infusion and injection center, saving lives drip by drip. Visit ThriveWellInfusion.com. 1-1 to Darno. Pitch. Swung out and fouled into the mid of Alvarez. And the count 0-2. Maton, the 4th pitcher the Mets have used. McGill went 5 2/3. Gave up 8 hits and all 3 Atlanta runs to this point. Here's the 1-2. Swing a looping fly ball, shallow center. Base hit, picked up by Taylor. On his way to third is White. He'll get in there without a throw. On at first with a bloop single is Travis d'Arnaud. Runners up the corners. Now the Braves will bring the tying man to the plate. It's Gio Urshela due up, but it is time for Edwin Diaz as Carlos Mendoza is on his way to the mound. And this pitching, I think it'd be easy, right? This pitching change is sponsored by Hyundai. With a brand new Hyundai, there's joy in every journey. Visit HyundaiUSA.com today.
There's a lot of things out there to help us stay calm in this modern world. Like an app that tells you bedtime stories, one that plays white noise, even one that helps you meditate. At Hyundai, true peace of mind can't be achieved with an app. We think it comes from quality you can count on. That's why every Hyundai vehicle comes with America's best warranty. A 10-year or 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Safety features like blind spot view monitors and other advanced technology to help you stay safer on the road. We also have 9 2024 IIHS top safety picks to further help you feel confident on your journey. At Hyundai, true peace of mind comes from the quality of our vehicles. But if you still want to meditate, there's an app for that. To test drive one of our award-winning vehicles, visit your nearest Hyundai dealer today. Hyundai, there's joy in every journey.
Lease an all-wheel drive Tucson for $229 a month, or get 1.99% APR, or up to $1,250 bonus cash. See your local Hyundai dealer today. Offers end September 30th. Call 661-615-2112 for details.
Good news travels fast. Literally. Optimum now has the fastest fiber internet. It's the talk of the town. In New York and New Jersey, PC Magazine has named us the best and fastest internet provider, and Ookla ranked Optimum fiber speeds the fastest and most reliable. Don't be the last to know. Get the fastest fiber internet in town. Visit Optimum.com or call 888-4OPTIMUM today. Optimum, where local is big time.
Well, Edwin Diaz is being asked to get 5 saves. Lysel Iglesias was asked to get 6 after the mess Joe Jimenez made. And the Mets took care of Iglesias after taking care of Jimenez, after not being able to do anything against Schwellenbach until the double by Taylor, which began the 6-run 8th. But now the Braves starting to make a move here in the bottom of the 8th inning with runners at first and third, 1 out. Edwin Diaz will be called on to face 8, 9, and 1 in the Atlanta batting order. And you could see how this lineup just can't stretch the way it does when they have a healthy Austin Riley, Ronald Acuna Jr. So you've got Urshela and Arcia, the next 2 hitters, and then Michael Harris the second. So Diaz desperately trying to get 8 and 9 here, see if he can keep this a 3-run game and then make them have the top of the order leading off the 9th. So now Diaz, who's allowed just 1 earned run in his last 14 and third innings, faces Urshela. First pitch, right-hand batter. Fastball is high, ball 1. Maton faced 3 batters, hit 1, got 1 to fly out, and gave up a base hit. Diaz, the 5th pitcher the Mets have used today. A 1-0 pitch, bouncing ball, slowly hit foul up the third baseline. It's 1-1. Mets infield is back at double play depth. It's a save opportunity for Diaz, presented by LifeVac, the original choking rescue suction device that saves lives, the save of the game, and lives too. 1-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Swinging a bouncing ball back to the mound. Slowly hit. Diaz has it. Runners hold. He lollipops a throw to first in time to get Urshela. Holding at third is White. And now going down to second after the throw, Darno.
That's just good for Diaz. Sorry, Howie, did not turn, kind of panic and try to get two out of this. He didn't go to second base. He didn't think about it. Just fielded the ball and threw to first and let the chips fall where they made it, trying to get the pinch hitter here. That's Jared Kelenic.
Absolutely. All you wanted there was one out. And now Kelenic bats for Arcia, left-hand batter. First pitch in the dirt. Nice stop on the backhand by Alvarez. And it's 1 ball and no strikes. So Diaz throwing a slider. And Kelenic, who has shown flashes at times. He's hit 15 home runs this year, the most he's ever hit, but has largely struggled. The 1-0 to the left-hand batter, in tight. Ball 2. Michael Harris, the second, is on deck. Kelenic batting just .229. He's driven in 44. Strikes out a ton. 133 punch-outs. The 2-0 pitch. Swinging a bouncing ball along the first baseline. Fair ball. Diving stop by Alonso. He's in foul ground. Nobody at first. He can't get there in time. Kelenic has an infield hit. White scores from third. Darno goes to second. Kelenic on at first with an RBI single. It is the Mets 6, the Braves 4.
Diaz just never got there. He never left the mound. And Alonso fielded this ball beautifully. That ball was destined to go down the line. Alonso makes a diving play, turns and looks, and Diaz didn't leave the mound. And he's tapping his chest saying, my bad. Well, certainly bad time for a my bad for Diaz.
So, that mental mistake will cause a meeting on the mound to try to settle Diaz down. And one thing that needs to be pointed out here is that Diaz can be fragile. And sometimes a mistake like that can linger. Lindor chairs the meeting, designed, of course, to get Edwin to kind of flick that mistake off of his shoulder and go after a tough hitter heel. And Michael Harris the second. So it's an RBI for Kelenic, with White coming home to score. Darno, the runner at third, and now Harris, who is 1 for 4. We have a pinch runner at first? I don't think so.
They do. And I believe that is Whit Merrifield.
It is.
We're pretty high up here, so have to put 2 and 2 together. Then that is Whit Merrifield running for Kelenic.
So here is Harris, first pitch. In the dirt, a slider, ball 1. Harris has grounded to short, single, flied to center, and flied to right. Well, it's about 3:45. If you don't have an appetite for dinner right now, it's understandable. You might not have one tonight. The 1-0, Merrifield runs. Pitch taken high, ball 2. Merrifield slides in without a throw. That's a big bag. He's the tying run in scoring position, and a 2-0 count to Harris. Well, Diaz has trouble holding runners. The 2-0, no, ball 3. So 3-0, and this is not the first time that Diaz has, essentially just shrugged at a base runner. That was a big bag that Merrifield just stole. 3-0 to Harris. Would they let him swing here? Here's the pitch. Low, ball 4. It loads the bases. And will bring up Ozzie Albies.
Well, for Atlanta, it was a disastrous, nail-biting, terrible top of the 8th. Diaz needs 1 out here to avoid a similar fate. Bottom of the 8th of game 1. We knew it was going to be a fight to the death, and we're seeing that.
Albies, switch hitter, but he has to bat right against Diaz. The first pitch way outside, ball 1. I'll say it again. Diaz can be fragile. We've seen it when he's given up big home runs. He made a mental mistake, didn't cover first. Behind 1-0, the pitch to Albies. High, ball 2. The Mets have a 2-run lead. It is 6-4. Darno is at third. Merrifield, the tying run, is at second. Harris, the go-ahead run at first. 2-0 pitch. Swing on a slow hit, bouncer foul. Off the screen and tumbling into the Mets dugout. And the count 2-1.
This is an at-bat and a matchup for Diaz where he's actually owned Albies. 0 for 9. Just hadn't been pitching like it to start the at-bat, missing with his first 2.
For the first time batting right-handed against him. 2-1 the count. That's because of his wrist injury. Here's the pitch. Outside, ball 3. Missed with a fastball at 97. Now remember one other thing. Edwin Diaz pitched yesterday because he needed work, hadn't pitched in a week. Diaz threw 26 pitches yesterday. Here's the 3-1 to Albies. Swing on a fly ball to left, pretty well hit. Back goes Nimmo, it's over his head. One hops the wall, the Braves may take the lead. The ball caroms into the gap. 2-run score, 3-run score. The Braves have taken the lead 7-6. The ball caromed away from Nimmo into the left center field gap, and by the time they could get to it, all 3 runners came around on a bases clearing double by Ozzie Albies. A stunning last of the 8th inning. The Braves have put up 4 and lead 7-6. Incredible.
3-1 count. Diaz just never looked confident that entire time, pitching from behind and laid a cookie to Albies.
Here's Ozuna, first pitch, taken high, ball 1. Now remember, the Braves don't have their best closer and setup man, so what they do remains to be seen, with Aaron Bummer having closed out the top of the 8th inning. 7-6 Atlanta. The 1-0 swung on and popped up behind home plate. Might be playable. No, it's 2 rows back in the seats. And the count 1-1 to Ozuna. So Ozzie Albies with a 3-run double has given the Braves the lead. And he represents a big, big run out at second base now. Diaz to the belt. Here's the 1-1. Way outside, ball 2. Well, Diaz came in, got that soft comebacker from Urshela. And remember I said he threw a lollipop to first. That wasn't a very convicted throw to first. 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss at a slider, 2-2. Then he didn't get over to first. That's the mental mistake we've been talking about. On the ball hit by the pinch hitter Kelnick, the walk to Harris, and the 3-run double by Albies. 7-6 Braves. 2-2 to Ozuna. Here's the pitch. Way outside, ball 3. Ozuna 0 for 4, 0 for his last 14. Matt Olson is on deck. A glorious top of the 8th and a nightmarish bottom for the Mets. Here's the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So Diaz gets him with a slider. However, the Braves come right back as they score 4 runs. There were 3 hits, no errors, 1 left. At the end of 8, the Braves 7, the Mets 6 on Odyssey Mets Radio, driven by your Tri-Honda dealers.
Let's go Mets!
A new year in the NBA is right around the corner, and NBA Radio has you covered.
Tatum muscles it up and scores.
Hey, you. Yeah, I'm talking to you, the one that's hanging out and listening to the MLB playoff game with us. We appreciate you being here. Thanks for hanging out with us. Now, please help our community grow and hit that subscribe button and turn on that bell so you don't miss it when we go live for every single MLB playoff game in this season. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, turn that bell on so you don't miss it when we go live. Hit that subscribe button so that we can continue this growth path. 40K, we just passed 40,000 subscribers last night. It's time to keep on pushing towards 50K. Thank you for being here for the MLB playoffs. Good luck to your team, and we'll see you guys back in the chat. Thank you.
First and second check bags, weight and size limits apply.
This is John Paul Morosi. On the new SiriusXM original podcast, The Road to Cooperstown, I sit down with Hall of Famer Joe Mauer.
Was probably the second or third concussion in a short period of time that I received. Looking back, you wish you maybe would have done things a little differently.
The Road to Cooperstown airs Saturday at 9 a.m. Eastern on MLB Network Radio, SiriusXM 89, and the all-new SiriusXM app. New episodes drop every Tuesday wherever you get your podcasts.
Mets fans, this is Carlos Mendoza, and you're listening to Mets Baseball on SiriusXM.
After Game 2 of the doubleheader, join us on MLB Network Radio as we break down the postseason field on SiriusXM 89 and the all-new SiriusXM app.
The Braves now have a 7-6 lead over the Mets. Right-hander Piers Johnson will come on to pitch for the Braves, who have already used Jimenez, Iglesias, and Bummer. And it is Francisco Alvarez to lead off for New York against Johnson. Right-hander to right-hander. The first pitch is taken high, ball one. Mets just down one. Got to pull it together here. Braves now have Merrifield at third. Urshela goes to short. The 1-0 to Alvarez. Swinging a high pop-up, playable on the infield. Left side, Merrifield to the left of the mound. Makes the one-hand catch. One man out. Starling Marte will be next. If the Mets don't come back, Luis Severino will pitch the nightcap. For the Braves, if that's the case, who knows? The Mets come back. Chris Sale will pitch the nightcap. Marte singled his first time as a pinch hitter. Right-hand batter. And the first pitch. Fastball over, a called strike. It's 0-1. Here's Johnson, 6-5 with a 3.42 earned run average. Throws hard. Outfield straight away. Merrifield in tight a bit at third. The 0-1 taken outside. 1 ball and 1 strike.
With Johnson, it's 72% curves. The highest percentage of anybody in the game. A lot of curves.
Merrifield is shortened up just a bit. Now he backs up, backpedals. As Johnson delivers 1-1. Swing and a foul. Going to the backstop. It's 1-2. These fans, encouraged again by the audio board, coming back to their feet. They've been up and down quite a bit the last little while. 1-2 to Marte. Johnson sets. Here's the pitch. Swinging a hard hit grounder up the middle. Base hit going into left center field. Urshela gave up on that a little early, it appeared. Ball played back in, and Marte with a big pinch hit, or big single. After a pinch hit single his first time, he's now 2 for 2, and that brings up Francisco Lindor. Marte with a 2-strike hit. I wonder if Arcia might have had that if he'd still been in the game.
Totally. I mean, the Braves are a little compromised defensively. Urshela's a third baseman. Merrifield's a third baseman, and you have Urshela at short. Not a lot of range. Could be big in this inning.
Fittingly, here is Francisco Lindor. Go-ahead man at the plate. What a game. Throw to first, and Marte just dives back in. Lindor 1 for 4 and an RBI single in the 6-run 8th inning. It gave the Mets a 6-3 lead. The Braves scored 4 in the bottom of the 8th. 1 out here in the 9th. Johnson ready. His first pitch to Lindor. Swinging a high fly ball. Well hit right center. Harris going back. It's on the way. It is gone. Into the Braves bullpen in right center field. Francisco Lindor has an MVP moment, whether he wins one or not. He has just put the Mets back on top. 8-7, a 2-run home run. His 33rd of the year. He's not only hugged by Marte. Marte lifts Lindor off of his feet. This is an unbelievable baseball game. The Mets have taken an 8-7 lead here in the 9th inning.
That was a bomb. A bomb into the bullpen in right center. I mean, there's no time but now for the Mets. Lindor keeps getting hogged. He hasn't even hit the dugout yet. Oh my gosh, what a game.
Cue the old Carl Earhart sign. There are no words. Jose Iglesias, the batter, takes outside ball 1. Carl Earhart was the famed sign man at Shea Stadium, who held up signs for every occasion. That was the one he held up after they won the World Series in '69. There are no words. The 1-0 taken low, ball 2. Well, the Braves bullpen has failed them in colossal fashion today. But don't forget, the Mets still have to do something in the bottom of the 9th. Here's the 2-0 to Iglesias. Swung on and fouled straight back out of play.
You're right, Howie. Nobody can get anybody out at all.
Someone is throwing, it appears, in the Mets bullpen. They do have Buto. They have Garrett available. 2-1 to Iglesias. It's hard to speak when you're stunned. The pitch, swinging a bouncing ball back to the mound, grabbed by Johnson, tosses to first in time, and there are 2 men away.
Mets have Ryan Stanek throwing for the bottom of the ninth. Whatever that will look like when we get there.
Well, we know what it'll look like. It'll look like gas as he throws triple digits.
This is the Eddie Alvarez spot in the lineup because Vientos was pulled for defense.
So Alvarez batting in Vientos' spot. Vientos had a sac fly in that 6-run inning. First pitch taken outside, ball 1. Now Johnson with a 1-0 pitch. Ball strike on the outside corner.
Think about being the starters. You're Severino. Hey, get ready. Nope, don't get ready. Hey, Chris Sale, get ready. Hey, don't get ready. I mean, what an emotional roller coaster the last hour.
So now it's 1-1 to Eddie Alvarez. It's a left-handed batter. And the pitch taken for a called strike on the outside corner. It's 1-2. The Braves will have Matt Olson, Eli White in Jorge Soler's spot, and Ramon Laureano due up in the bottom of the 9th inning.
We just cut to a shot of Severino in the dugout, smiling, probably saying the same thing we are. I don't know what to do right now.
Johnson sets the 1-2 to Alvarez. Swing and a foul straight back. That's Eddie Alvarez, who is not, by the way, eligible for the postseason, from which the Mets are now potentially 3 outs away. So this is his last day on the active roster. 1-2. Johnson deals. Missed outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. A 96-mile-an-hour fastball. Crazy, isn't it? Diaz blew the save. Might get the win. 2-2. Here's the pitch. Just off the outside corner. He went with a curve and missed downstairs. It's 3-2. Now Johnson ready. Here's the payoff pitch. Swinging a drive in the air, foul down the right field line. He got out in front of a curveball. He's got it off the end of the bat with a little loft. Last little while, every ball hit in the air all of a sudden. As you're thinking, is that going somewhere? 3-2. Here's the payoff pitch. Swinging a tapper foul, going to the backstop. Eddie Alvarez hanging in here. 7-pitch at bat.
And this crowd has been like a Sunday church crowd. Up and down and up and down and kneeling and up and down all day long.
3-2. Here's the payoff pitch. Swing and a pop foul straight back out of play. Who does he think he is, Tyrone Taylor? And now we're back to talking about that Taylor at-bat, which started everything. An 11-pitch at-bat to begin the 8th inning, culminating in the double that chased Schwellenbach out of the game and started the Mets on their way. They're not there yet, leading 8-7. 2 out, nobody on, top 9. The pitch swung on and missed strike 3. Eddie Alvarez down on strike side, retired. However, the Mets rebound and take the lead as they score 2 runs on 2 hits, including the homer by Francisco Lindor. Nobody left, middle of the 9th inning. Looks like it'll be Ryan's, not Edwin Diaz going out there. Middle of the 9th, the Mets 8, the Braves 7 on Odyssey Mets Radio, driven by your Tri-Honda dealers.
The Nissan Rogue with available Google built-in helps you make the most of your drive. Take care of the small stuff, like,
hey Google, cool down my car.
And,
hey Google, turn on the dog feeder.
Or,
Hey baseball fans, thanks for hanging out with us tonight for this MLB playoff matchup. Please take a second and hit that thumbs up, hit that like button down below. take a second, exit out of the chat, hit that thumbs up. It helps bring more fans here into the chat to hang out with us during every single game, because we're going to be live every single MLB playoff game going forward in the month of October, as well as the end of the World Series in November. So, with that being said, let's get back to the chat. Hit that thumbs up button so more people can come hang out with us. And if you're inclined, please share the link. That is the best way outside of the like button to bring more people here into the chat. Put it on the social board, social media, whatever. Thanks for hanging out with us. Back to the baseball. Good luck to whatever team it is that you're cheering for.
The world's best built tankless water heaters. Learn about both at peerlessboilers.com. And remember, Peerless Boilers are the world's best built boilers.
This New York Mets road game is sponsored by the New Jersey Division of Travel and Tourism. Next time you hit the road, plan your vacation at visitnj.org.
Here at Ridgewood Savings Bank, we can help you with our flexible checking, high rates on savings, affordable mortgages, personal loans, and more. All backed by powerful digital tools and award-winning local service. Learn more at ridgewoodbank.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
New York City Department of Corrections. Search city exams and go to Corrections Officer. Register for the test today.
Matt Olson pops the first pitch from Edwin Diaz up behind second. Caught by Lindor. 1 out here in the last of the ninth inning. With the Mets leading the Braves 8-7. Edwin Diaz bent and broke in the bottom of the eighth inning. But he's trying to show that he put himself back together while the Mets were putting themselves back out in front. As he gets Olson on a first pitch pop-up here in the ninth inning. Mets 2 outs away. And it's Eli White batting for the second time. Right-hand batter takes a called strike. 0-1. Starts him off with a fastball at 96. This is Soler's spot. He was hit by a pitch last time up. White ran for him. The 0-1 taken low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Now Diaz from the first base side of the rubber. Delivers. Swing on a pop foul. Straight back out of play. 1-2. That's baseball, sponsored by the New York City Department of Corrections. Looking for a new career? Search city exams. Go to Corrections Officer to register for a test today. 1-2 to White. Here's the pitch. Swing on a foul. That caught Alvarez in the mask. Immediately puts his hand up to his face, but he's okay. Don't forget to stay tuned after the game. After game. For the Verizon Mets postgame show. Verizon, the network New York City relies on. 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball low and away. Ball 2. And if the Mets hold on and win to clinch their spot, they'll celebrate a bit on the field, but not in the clubhouse until after the second game. 2-2 to White. Now the pitch. Slider high. Oh boy, that just missed.
I don't know where it missed. I guess a little bit up. Like it was across the letters.
Diaz ready to go. Here's the payoff pitch. Swinging a liner up the middle. It's going to fall into center field. A base hit for White, and the tying run is on. A 1-out single.
That previous pitch looked pretty good. Mets were that close to getting the second out.
And now Carlos Mendoza is on his way to the mound. Diaz at 29 pitches after 26 yesterday, and that's it. Phil Maton is going to come on. And this pitching change is brought to you by the New York Lottery. Get out there and play the newest scratch-off games for a chance to win.
There's a lot of things out there to help us stay calm in this modern world, like an app that tells you bedtime stories, one that plays white noise, even one that helps you meditate. At Hyundai, true peace of mind can't be achieved with an app. We think it comes from quality you can count on. That's why every Hyundai vehicle comes with America's best warranty, a 10-year or 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Safety features like blind spot view monitors and other advanced technology to help you stay safer on the road. We also have 9 2024 IIHS top safety picks to further help you feel confident on your journey. At Hyundai, true peace of mind comes from the quality of our vehicles. But if you still want to meditate, there's an app for that. To test drive one of our award-winning vehicles, visit your nearest Hyundai dealer today. Hyundai, there's joy in every journey.
Lease an all-wheel drive Tucson for $229 a month, or get 1.99% APR, or up to $1,250 bonus cash. See your local Hyundai dealer today. Offers end September 30th. Call 661-615-2112 for details.
Get back. Well, it turns out they did not take Edwin Diaz out of the game. He has been kept in and just threw A pitch that Ramon Laureano grounded just foul outside the third base bag, so it's 0-1. The Mets 8, the Braves 7. White at first, 1 out, bottom of the ninth. White runs. The pitch swung on and missed. No throw by Alvarez. It's 0-2, but again, running against Edwin Diaz. And now the tying run is in scoring position, but Diaz ahead of Laureano, 0-2. He's got 3 hits, including a homer. Diaz sets. Here's the pitch. Swing on a foul, back to the screen.
Right now the Mets have Marte in right, great arm. Taylor in center, okay arm. Nimmo in left, and okay arm. And they're all playing fairly deep.
And that's the tying run at second. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swing on a bouncer, foul. Over by the Mets dugout. It was a slider.
Closing in on 60 pitches last 2 days for Edwin Diaz. Emptying the tank.
0-2 to Ramon Laureano. White walks his lead off of second. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Way outside with a slider. 1 ball and 2 strikes. White, very good speed. Travis d'Arnaud is on deck. Diaz from the first base side of the rubber comes set. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Got him with a slider. 2 men away. And if Diaz is running on fumes, they might be smoldering and maybe even shining just enough. But he's got to get Travis d'Arnaud here with 2 out.
D'Arnaud's had his fair share of hits against the Mets that make you squirm. Here he is again.
d'Arnaud, the last hope for the Braves. Diaz, first pitch. Swing and a miss. He went after a bad one. A slider down and away. Strike 1. d'Arnaud has 2 hits, 2 singles. He's also struck out twice. 0-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Now the slider, it's low. 1-1. Edwin Diaz now trying to call up every ounce of energy he has left. He has thrown 63 pitches in the last 24 hours. 1-1 the count. White leads from second. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss and a slider. And now the Mets a strike away. And it's 1-2. So Diaz, who generally takes no time between pitches, right back up on the rubber. Brings the hands together. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Outside with a slider, ball 2. Hang in there. Take a deep breath. Swallow if you have to. Because Diaz is ready to go, you need to be too. But now, time called, and Alvarez throws a new baseball to Diaz, who throws the old one into the Mets dugout. So White walks his lead off of second. Outfield a step towards right against the right-hand hitter, d'Arnaud. Diaz sets the 2-2 pitch. Swinging a bouncing ball, slowly hit to short. Waiting on it, Lindor. He's got it, throws to first, put it in the box. Diaz slams the glove down. He is pounced on by Alvarez, and the New York Mets are headed to postseason play in what has been a memorable season. There were 11 games under 500 in late May. They have stormed all the way back, and metaphorically they did so today. Trailing 3-0 going to the 8th. They scored 6 runs to take the lead. Diaz gave the lead back. The Mets gave it back to him, and this time Diaz held onto it, and the Mets hugging each other behind the pitcher's mound celebrate as they will go to the postseason as a wild card. Still don't know where or against whom, because if they win the second game, then they will go to San Diego. If not, they will go to Milwaukee. Carlos Mendoza, the first-year manager, raises his arms, claps his hands, now walks out towards the players. First he hugs Alvarez, now he's hugging them one by one. And what's going on the field right now was somewhat muted because there's another game to play. They'll let loose after game 2, but the Mets have won the ball game as they hold on to win 8-7. And young Keith, you have just seen one of the most memorable games in the 63 years that the New York Mets have played baseball.
So I'm sure your entire lifetime came down to everything you've ever seen about this team, Howie. You just saw one of the great games of all time, and the word just resilient all season, all the trials and tribulations. You just mentioned the terrible start, the awful May, and what they've done today to overcome this game.
Well, Tyrone Taylor, quite frankly, had an at-bat for the ages. I'm curious what the Mets might have said to him later on in the dugout after he got back and how much of an ignition switch he flipped with an 11-pitch at-bat that ended up with a double, which chased Schwellenbach out of the game and began the Mets' comeback. Let's find out. Tyrone standing by to talk about it downstairs with Pat McCarthy.
All right, Howie, thank you very much. Tyrone, first of all, congratulations. This truly feels like a fitting way for this club to clinch a spot in the postseason. I mean, the resiliency of this squad, could you have asked for it to go any other way?
Man, that was unbelievable. I'm emotional right now, man. I'm so proud of this team. We've been through a lot, and to come away with that win right there, it's huge.
Your at-bat changed the complexion of this game. Just to chase Schwellenbach from this game and give this offense a little bit of life. Can you walk us through that 11-pitch at-bat a little bit, then the reaction that you got when you came around to score from your teammates?
Yeah, he did a great job today mixing all his pitches. I was having trouble with his cutter, so I just tried to stay on it and make an adjustment. And luckily, I was able to hit it hard right there, and scoring, getting it going for the boys was awesome. And yeah, man, I'm so excited right now. I'm sorry, that was amazing. I'm so proud of these guys, like I said, and it's been a whirlwind of it. That was an emotional game, man. Nim's big clutch homer, Paco's homer. There was a lot of emotions, and it was great.
Well, that was going to be my next question, because he has been this team's MVP all season, and for everything that he's gone through over the last 2 weeks, for him to come up in that situation, does it surprise you at all, or does it just speak to the leader that he is?
It definitely speaks to the leader and the person that he is, man. He's a dog. When he's up to bat, he's going to give it his all every time. In our eyes, he's a unanimous MVP, man. He's amazing.
Well, Tyrone, I know you got another game to play after this, but go enjoy this one a little bit and then go celebrate with your teammates. Thanks for your time. Congratulations.
Appreciate you.
Howie, back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Pat. So the Mets know that they are playing tomorrow. They still don't know where. That will depend on what happens in Game 2. Now the Braves are going to pitch Chris Sale, who may be compromised a little bit. There are some concerns that Sale might not be 100%. Remember, he's had all kinds of physical problems in the past. Frankly, the Mets don't care about that right now because Game 2 means nothing to the Mets. But I think, a little bit that gets lost in the shuffle here is how many more memorable home runs have been hit in Mets history than the one that Francisco Lindor hit. I mean, that in and of itself, we've used the word metaphor a few times lately. He's the one with the bad back, but it's because he's picked this club up and carried them on his back all year, and did so again this afternoon with a dramatic home run with 1 out in the 9th inning, a 2-run home run after the Mets had let the 6-3 lead get away. The Braves with 4 in the bottom of the 8th, and then with 1 out and 1 on, Lindor hits that 2-run homer in the 9th inning. That proves to be the difference-making hit as the Mets won the ball game 8-7, and as the Mets were beginning to come off the field, owners Steve and Alex Cohn, each one at a time, well, they were hugging the players, but to be sure, they were special and maybe had a little extra to the embraces that were afforded Francisco Lindor for, again, one of the biggest hits in Mets history. So Casamigos Tequila toasts today's Mets win. The family of Casamigos Tequila, Anejo, Blanco, Cristalino, Reposado, Mezcal, and the new Casamigos Jalapeno remind you to celebrate responsibly. Now, they told us that the second game would start roughly 40 minutes after the conclusion of the first. But I don't know if that's going to be pushed back at all, just a little bit, because the Mets, in some cases, are still out on the field doing interviews. There are a lot of Mets fans behind the third base dugout here who have been cheering Francisco Lindor. And Francisco walking around right now. I'm not sure if Pat's going to be able to grab him or if we'll hear from Francisco later on after Game 2. But somebody's got a special hug down there for Francisco as well. I don't think that's Steve Cohen. I can't tell from here. I thought I saw Steve before, and that's not what I thought he was wearing. But whomever. Maybe that's Eduardo Brizuelo. I'm not sure. But who cares? either way, he's earned the hugs of everyone. And by the way, you know where all this drama happened and ended favorably for the Mets? Atlanta. And admit it, you were thinking when the Braves had that bottom of the 8th inning, oh no, Atlanta again. How can this possibly be happening after the way the Mets flipped the script in the top of the 8th inning? But all of a sudden, playing a big game in Atlanta has a somewhat different connotation, thanks to the resiliency of the Mets, which, again, has been on display all year, going back to 11 under 500 on the 29th of May. And once again this afternoon, it shows itself in the most dramatic way possible, coming back to clinch a wild card spot with their 8-7 win. And I'm just stalling a little bit to find out if we're going to get another player for Pat to talk to here, because Francisco Lindor is still out there. Brandon Nimmo is being interviewed by Steve Gelbs. It might be that Brandon will be our next guest. And don't forget, Brandon had a huge 2-run home run, which took a 4-3 lead in the 8th inning, made it 6-3. And right now, he and Francisco Lindor are hugging, embracing. They're not letting go. They've been at this hug now for 10 seconds.
That just goes to show you how hard this is. I mean, I know the Mets have another game to play, and who knows what it means. So hard for this core, who has counted out a lot this year, to do what they did right now, embracing on the field. And Brandon Nimmo had big smiles standing by with Pat McCarthy. Go ahead, Pat.
All right, thank you very much, Brandon. That was a very emotional embrace with Francisco there. The two of you guys coming up so huge today. For everything that you guys have been through since he's gotten here, for you to be able to now celebrate with your teammates, clinching a postseason bid, what is this feeling like?
I mean, honestly, it's bringing me to tears because we've been through a lot. And, ever since he got here, there's been a lot of pressure on his shoulders. I grew up in this organization, and so I think it came a little bit at a time, but everything got placed on his shoulders when he came over. And it's just such a relief when you are able to help lead a team that started out the way that we did with, we didn't have expectations to make the playoffs. Even in the guys that were there had heard it from the media all spring training. Oh, you're not supposed to make the play. You're not supposed to do it. So we weren't even supposed to do that. But then we started off really bad. And then, everybody's like, oh, just punt it and kick to next year. And for this team to be able to turn it around and not listen to the noise and just embrace each other, get behind the OMG, Jose Iglesias, he's been unbelievable. And just get behind all of that and embrace each other and say, you know what? Screw the outside noise. We're gonna go, we're gonna play, we're gonna give it our best shot every single day, and we're gonna see where we end up at the end of this. And for it to happen on, the second to last game of the year when nobody else is playing is just so special. And I can't put into words how much time and effort has gone into the last 3-4 years of us being teammates, and him having all this pressure and me kind of coming into my own and starting to be a leader and to be able to be a part of this team making the playoffs from the way we started. I mean, it's unbelievable. And that embrace, it brought me to tears because there's just so much that you're letting off your shoulders. And don't get me wrong, the ride is not over. We're going to go give it our best effort at every single game. But just from where we were to where we are now, and to see this team and have Francisco be such an integral part of that, and I would like to think I contributed as well, is really, really special.
Yeah, you absolutely did, Brandon. Congratulations.
Thank you.
One more game, but quite a celebration ahead, I would imagine.
Unbelievable. Yes, I hope so. So thank you, and let's go Mets.
Brandon, go enjoy this one. Howie, back to you.
Well, thanks. I'm glad Brandon stopped talking, because he might have brought some teardrops to some eyes up here in the booth, too. It's that emotional. And especially, not to discount your experience today, Keith, but for those of us who have been with this organization for a long time, to really slay some dragons here in Atlanta wasn't easy, but it certainly was memorable. So the Mets win at 8-7. They can take a deep breath and do whatever they do in Game 2, knowing they're going somewhere tomorrow to begin the playoffs. And if we can somehow muster up the right words, we'll be back with Murph's Happy Recap next on Odyssey Mets Radio, driven by your Tri-Honda dealers.
Let's go Mets!
By now, you should know I can't get my game day started without my mug of my favorite Bigelow tea. For me, it's that smooth Bigelow green tea that tastes great and keeps my voice in peak condition, especially in extra innings. And I definitely need the English tea time for that day game after a night game. No matter how hectic your day gets, grab your favorite Bigelow tea and take a moment just for you. Join the millions of Mets fans that make Bigelow #1 in New York. Bigelow Tea, the official tea of Odyssey Mets Radio.
When you need commitment, compassion, and customized care, Margaret Teets Nursing and Rehabilitation envelops you with a warm and welcoming environment. Offering short-term and long-term care, Margaret Teets Nursing and Rehabilitation is a trusted hospice care known for their groundbreaking alternative holistic services and music therapy. Call 718-298-7800. That's 718-298-7800.
When you care about somebody, you only want the best.
Is your business looking to hire for the holiday season? Find servers, cooks, shop assistants, and anyone your business may need on the Job Today hiring app. The fastest way to connect with great local candidates is here. Download Job Today, New York's #1 hiring app.
There's a lot of things out there to help us stay calm in this modern world. Like an app that tells you bedtime stories, one that plays white noise, even one that helps you meditate. At Hyundai, true peace of mind can't be achieved with an app. We think it comes from quality you can count on. That's why every Hyundai vehicle comes with America's best warranty. A 10-year or 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Safety features like blind spot view monitors and other advanced technology to help you stay safer on the road. We also have 9 2024 IIHS top safety picks to further help you feel confident on your journey. At Hyundai, true peace of mind comes from the quality of our vehicles. But if you still want to meditate, there's an app for that. To test drive one of our award-winning vehicles, visit your nearest Hyundai dealer today. Hyundai, there's joy in every journey.
Lease an all-wheel drive Tucson for $229 a month, or get 1.99% APR, or up to $1,250 bonus cash. See your local Hyundai dealer today. Offers end September 30th. Call 661-615-2112 for details.
You might wonder, John Legend, how do you keep your voice sounding so legendary? Honey. And how do I keep my protection against COVID-19 up to date? With a COVID shot this season, designed for recent variants.
You can get your COVID-19 shot when getting your flu shot if you're due for both, as recommended by the CDC.
The fresher, the better.
Ask your healthcare provider about getting this season's COVID-19 shot when getting your flu shot.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
The future isn't scary. Not real.
Hey, you. Yeah, I'm talking to you, the one that's hanging out and listening to the MLB playoff game with us. We appreciate you being here. Thanks for hanging out with us. Now, please help our community grow and hit that subscribe button and turn on that bell so you don't miss it when we go live for every single MLB playoff game in this season. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, turn that bell on so you don't miss it when we go live. Hit that subscribe button so that we can continue this growth path. 40K, we just passed 40,000 subscribers last night. It's time to keep on pushing towards 50K. Thank you for being here for the MLB playoffs. Good luck to your team, and we'll see you guys back in the chat. Thank you.
Well, back here in Atlanta, the Mets have clinched a playoff spot. They have defeated the Braves in a classic, 8-7. In the opener of this doubleheader, now it'll be a desperate Braves team that needs to win Game 2, or else the Mets will go to San Diego as opposed to Milwaukee. Well, Keith, want to take a crack at Murph's Happy Recap, proudly presented by Flagstar Bank N.A. Flagstar, let's align the stars. Visit them at flagstar.com.
Yeah, you know, the blood pressure is back at a normal spot. The doctor won't mind, so we're relaxed and ready to go. I remember you asked me last Tuesday, do I have my seatbelt? Well, I had it for that game. That was certainly unbelievable. A classic for the Mets, and a game that the Braves fans are going to say, how in the world did we lose that game? Not once, not twice, but thrice. And they are desperate to try to win Game 2. And as they say, they're going to throw Chris Sale in Game 2. Now, the Mets will not be throwing Luis Severino. However, out in left field, a new star is born, I guess, and that's Joey Lucchesi out there for a jog. So Lucchesi will probably throw this second game, and Severino will get his bags packed for wherever he's supposed to pitch tomorrow. Well, the Mets are now 89-72. The Braves are 88 73. And again, we talk about the Mets and the Braves, but the Diamondbacks have now put on their blue and orange. They have gotten out maybe the little grimace socks that they could wear, the foam finger. They are going to be the biggest Met fans in the history of Phoenix, Arizona, because if the Mets can win again, can just beat the Braves on the Mets side for the fun of it, then the Diamondbacks would go to the playoffs. If the Braves win Game 2, the Braves get in, the Mets get in, and the Diamondbacks can officially go home and play golf. So the Mets get the win, the Braves get the loss. For the Mets, 8 runs, 11 hits, no errors. They left 4. For Atlanta, 7 runs, a dozen hits, no errors. They left 9. Edwin Diaz, just as you said, Howie, not only the blown save, but the win, which is kind of indicative, unfortunately, of the Mets season so far. 7 blown saves, but now a 6-4 record on the Atlanta side. 2 blown saves, one for Raisel Iglesias, one for Pierce Johnson. Johnson suffers the loss and falls to 6-6. Home runs in the game on the Atlanta side. It got started. One from Ozzie Albies, his 10th. One from Ramon Laureano, his 11th. But it was early home runs from Atlanta and late home runs from the New York Mets. Brandon Nimmo, part of that 6-run rally, hit his 23rd. And the biggest home run of the season for Francisco Lindor, his 33rd, the 2-run home run off Johnson in the 9th inning to get the win for the New York Mets. Time of the game was 2 hours and 58 minutes. And, of course, we'll get on a doubleheader the crowd figure somewhere during Game 2, which we're supposed to find out the start of that game. That'll be coming up here between the Mets and the Braves. They have announced 4:50 is the start time. So the Mets win one of the most improbable games we have seen. And as Howie said, Howie goes back to the old days, the first days, the original days of the New York Mets. Maybe one of the greatest Met games ever. And for them, it is only in the regular season because, as Brandon Nimmo told Pat McCarthy there on the field, it is just the beginning, even though the Mets so emotional right now. Because, again, think of it. If you go back to the beginning of the year, I will never forget the line of questioning as the Mets open up the season, not even spring training, at home. The lights come on, the cameras brighten, the microphones get closer and closer to Brandon Nimmo, and the first question of the season is, Brandon, this is a transition year for the Mets, and the microphone turns. I mean, think about that. These guys, every single day, whether you watch them, listen to them or not, they are here. They are playing. They are giving it their all. And certainly they make a good chunk of change, but they are doing this for them because even when you're not there to watch them every game, if they don't do it, you will be there to let them know that they didn't do it. You will cheer, you will boo. And what these guys just displayed on the field, even though it was a muted celebration, one in which the champagne bottles will be popped after this second game, you could feel and hear in the voices of some of the players the emotion because they did it. They did it, especially in a year where nobody told them that they were going to do it. And they got it done today in Atlanta. And they just happened to give the rest of us a heart attack in the meantime on how they got the job done. But they did win the game 8-7. And they slay the Demon Dragons down here in Atlanta. And just for you-know-whats and giggles, maybe they go out there and win a second game. And so Game 2 will be coming up in just a moment. We'll be back with a little bit more from Truist Park after the Mets win the game and are heading to the playoffs. Again, still don't know exactly where they'll be playing. Mets win it 8-7 over Atlanta on Odyssey Mets Radio, driven by your Tri-Honda dealers.
The Nissan Rogue with available Google built-in helps you make the most of your drive. Take care of the small stuff, like,
Hey Google, cool down my car.
And,
Hey Google, turn on the dog feeder.
Or change up your adventure.
Hey Google, navigate me to the nearest music venue.
Hey everybody, thanks for hanging out with us during this MLB playoff game. The support is absolutely incredible. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for sharing out this link and helping this community grow. We are also running a campaign for a local kids hospital in Toronto, Sick Kids Hospital. It's something that we do here on the channel as a portion of our proceeds goes donated directly to sick kids every single month. So thank you for making a difference in our community just by being here. Now, you can add to that by making a donation. You can click the link that is pinned in the chat or click this QR code and make a donation directly to Sick Kids Hospital in the Create 100K campaign that was recently extended for our Bills campaign as well as NHL Toronto Maple Leafs opening night. Thank you for your support with this as well. Super chats are greatly appreciated. I will list the names up in the live streams, so thank you for that support. It is greatly appreciated. I need all the help I can get trying to do as much sports as possible for you, the fans. Cheers, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us. Please send those super chats as well as join as a member, and we'll see you guys back in the chat. Good luck to whichever team that it is you're cheering for. Go Jays, go.
Nissan Rogue with available Google built-in helps you make the most of your drive. Take care of the small stuff, like,
Hey Google, cool down my car.
and,
Hey Google, turn on the dog feeder.
or change up your adventure.
Hey Google, navigate me to the nearest music venue.
Handle your drive like a pro.
Experience the ultimate connection in the new 2024 Nissan Rogue. Now get a low $269 per month lease for 36 months on Rogue. Visit your local Nissan store and nissanusa.com today. Not equipped on all vehicles. Requires compatible device. Sequences shortened and simulated. Activation of Nissan Connect services package required. Only use features when safe and legal to do so. Data rates may apply. Subject to third-party service availability. Google, Google Play, and Google Maps are trademarks of Google LLC. Well-qualified lessees. 2024 Rogue S all-wheel drive. $4,709 initial payment excludes tax, title, license, and $695 acquisition fee. Disposition fee due at lease end. Take from new dealer stock. Call 1-888-858-8319 for offer details. Ends 9/30/24.
Welcome back to the Verizon Mets postgame show back here at Truist Park as the Mets took Game 1 from the Atlanta Braves. Game 2 is coming your way in just about 20 minutes or so. It will be Joey Lucchesi who starts for the Mets. Mets made a couple of roster moves prior to Game 2. Lucchesi's contract selected. Christian Scott transferred to the 60-day IL. His season, of course, is done with Tommy John surgery. And Alex Young was optioned to AAA Syracuse to make room for Lucchesi on the roster. It is a little bit tricky in terms of roster moves because Young is now unavailable for the minimum 15 days that he has to spend down in AAA, so the same rules do apply. It's not like you can just option somebody then pull him back for the wild card series, but we do know that it'll be Joey Lucchesi who is starting Game 2 for the Mets. All right, let's listen back to the highlights from Game 1. We'll pick things up in the 8th inning because, of course, that's when things really got wild. The Braves had jumped out to a 3-0 lead. Ozzie Albies had put them ahead on a 2-run home run against Tyler McGill. Ramon Laureano, a solo home run against McGill to push it to a 3-0 lead. Mets were being shut down by Spencer Schwellenbach. 7 shutout innings. He returned for the 8th. Tyrone Taylor led off, won an 11-pitch battle with a leadoff double to chase Schwellenbach from the game. Joe Jimenez took over, and the first to face him was Francisco Alvarez.
Met fans making noise. The 0-1 hit on the ground towards third. Fair ball. Past the diving Urshela and down the left field line. Taylor around third scores easily. The throw is hurled to second by Laureano. Not in time to get Alvarez. A double and a run batted in. The Braves lead is cut to 3-1. A ground ball double just inside the third base bag. And the Mets are open for business here in the 8th inning.
So the Mets were on the board against Jimenez. It was a 3-1 ball game. Alvarez at second. Carlos Mendoza went to his bench. He sent up Starling Marte to hit from Harrison Bader. Marte singled through the left side. Mets had runners hit the corners with nobody out, and the order flipped for Francisco Lindor.
Here's the 1-1 to Lindor. Swing and a liner to center. Base hit for Lindor. Alvarez is in. Marte stops at second. Lindor on at first. RBI single. 4 straight hits to begin the 8th inning for the Mets. The Atlanta lead is now 3-2. And that's going to be it for Jimenez. Rick Kranitz is going to go to Raisel Iglesias and ask him under duress for 6 outs.
So it really does make sense now why the Braves were so aggressive with the bullpen, because Chris Sale scratched from Game 2 with back spasms. Raisel Iglesias was on in a 1-run game. There was nobody out, and Jose Iglesias up for the Mets.
0-2 to Iglesias. Here's the pitch. Swing and a liner to right field. That's a base hit. Marte hits third. He's coming home. White's throw is cut off by Olsen. The Mets have tied the game. Going to third is Lindor. And holding at first with an RBI single is Jose Iglesias. The Mets have tied the game 3-3 and still nobody out in the 8th inning. 5 straight hits for New York. And they're in charge now.
And for Iglesias, it was a 21-game hitting streak, a game-tying single. The Mets came all the way back and had first and third for Mark Vientos.
2-1 the count, the pitch. Swing on a high fly ball, fairly shallow center. Harris settles under it, Lindor tags. Harris makes the catch. Here comes Lindor, throw to the plate, cut off by Olsen. Mets take the lead. A sacrifice fly for Mark Vientos. It is 4-3 New York. Iglesias holds at first. 1 man out and a 4-run 8th inning for New York.
And a 4-3 lead for the Mets when Brandon Nimmo put an exclamation point on the rally.
Glacius leads from second, the 2-1 to Nimmo. Driven in the air, deep right field. This baby's on the way. It is gone! A long 2-run homer for Brandon Nimmo. It's a 6-run 8th inning. The Mets are leading by a score of 6-3. It's as though the alarm clock went off. It is pandemonium in the Mets dugout. And from the Mets fans here at Truist Park as well. And a stunned Brian Snitker, the manager of the Braves, is on his way to mound. He's had to take the ball from his 8th inning man, Jimenez. Now he takes it from his closer.
It truly was pandemonium in the Mets dugout, and it was absolutely silent here at Truist Park for what was a relatively full crowd on a day game in the middle of the week. Give the folks here at Atlanta credit. They did come. It was kind of a question mark of what the crowd was going to be like this afternoon, but they were absolutely stunned. The Mets had a 6-3 lead as we went to the bottom of the 8th inning. Phil Maton on for a 3rd consecutive game. He hit Eli White to start the inning. 2 batters later with 1 out. Travis d'Arnaud singled, and White went to 3rd. Maton was done. Carlos Mendoza now very aggressive with a 3-run lead. Went to Edwin Diaz. Gio Urshela grounded back to the mound for the 2nd out. Brian Snitker then went to his bench. He sent up Jared Kelnick to face Edwin Diaz, who had a ground ball to the first base side, and it was a terrific diving stop by Pete Alonso to keep the ball from going down the line. But Diaz didn't get over. Everybody was safe. The Braves got a run back. It was a 6-4 game. The order flipped for Michael Harris with runners at 2nd and 3rd. Diaz walked him to load the bases to face Ozzie Albies.
Here's the 3-1 to Albies. Swinging a fly ball to left, pretty well hit. Back goes Nimmo, it's over his head. One hops the wall, the Braves may take the lead. The ball caroms into the gap. 2-run score, 3-run score. The Braves have taken the lead 7-6. The ball caromed away from Nimmo into the left center field gap. And by the time they could get to it, all 3 runners came around on a bases clearing double by Ozzie Albies. A stunning last of the 8th inning. The Braves have put up 4 and lead 7-6. Incredible.
Incredible indeed. 10 combined runs in the 8th inning. On to the 9th with the Mets down by a run. Pierce Johnson on. He got the first out of the inning. Then Starling Marte singled up the middle to flip the order for Francisco Lindor.
Johnson ready. His first pitch to Lindor. Swinging a high fly ball, well hit right center. Harris going back. It's on the way. It is gone. Into the Braves bullpen in right center field. Francisco Lindor has an MVP moment, whether he wins one or not. He has just put the Mets back on top. 8-7, a 2-run home run, his 33rd of the year. He's not only hugged by Marte, Marte lifts Lindor off of his feet. This is an unbelievable baseball game. The Mets have taken an 8-7 lead here in the 9th inning.
8-7 lead for the Mets on Lindor's home run. We were on to the 9th inning. Edwin Diaz took over. He allowed a 1-out single to Eli White, who swiped second base. Ramon Laureano then went down on strikes. And the last chance for the Braves was Travis d'Arnaud.
Diaz sets the 2-2 pitch. Swinging a bouncing ball, slowly hit to short. Waiting on it, Lindor. He's got it, throws to first. Put it in the box. Diaz slams the glove down. He is pounced on by Alvarez. And the New York Mets are headed to postseason play in what has been a memorable season. There were 11 games under 500 in late May. They have stormed all the way back, and metaphorically, they did so today.
Yeah, an absolutely fitting way to clinch a spot in the postseason, and now they have to play one more game to figure out who they're going to play, the San Diego Padres or the Milwaukee Brewers. And Howie Keith, now this game means everything for the Atlanta Braves. However, they won't have Chris Sale. It'll be Grant Holmes instead, and the Mets can just sit back and enjoy this one.
You know, I've always felt, certainly not having been one, that the innate competitiveness and the sheer ability that a professional athlete has to take a situation and kind of tunnel vision it is a very impressive quality. But I don't know that you can really drum up too many more difficult circumstances for an entire group to be charged with that responsibility so soon after Game 1 ended the way it did for the Atlanta Braves, who now not only have to kind of forget about that as best they can and concentrate on winning another game, they've got to do it, and they knew this, and we alluded to the possibility, but now everything falls into place about why they used their bullpen the way they did. They don't have Chris Sale to pitch this game. Their season's on life support.
Yeah, and it's a surprise to us. It's a surprise to the public. I didn't think we would see it happen, and that is why Game 1 is just so pivotal. I mean, if you're the Braves, you're up 3-0 going into the 8th. Spencer Schwellenbach just did his thing. The equation is Joe Jimenez to Raisel Iglesias. As we said, those two guys to the playoffs, and that is not what happened. Not underlined and circled as an understatement of the year right now. Not what happened at all. And so now it is Game 2. It's Grant Holmes, who has had a fine start to his career, but obviously no Chris Sale, who's probably going to win the National League Cy Young.
And wherever the San Diego Padres are, wherever the Arizona Diamondbacks are right now, they've got to be thinking that all of a sudden the worm is turned in their favor. Because whereas you figure, well, okay, this is going to be a desperate Braves club. And look, they're facing Joey Lucchesi, who's going to pitch for the Mets. They're not going to burn any more pitching, knowing that they're playing a postseason game tomorrow. But if I'm the Arizona Diamondbacks, suddenly I'm feeling pretty good about things, knowing that Chris Sale is not going to be pitching for Atlanta.
Now Grant Holmes is running out there. Today's starting lineups are sponsored by Ramsey Mazda. Choose wisely, choose Ramsey Mazda. For the Mets in Game 2, shortstop Luis Angel Acuna leads off. Starling Marte DH and bats second. Brandon Nimmo in left, batting third. Pete Alonso at first base is the Mets cleanup hitter, presented by ServPro like it never even happened. Mark Vientos hits behind him and plays third base. Then to right fielder Tyrone Taylor batting sixth. Harrison Bader in center batting seventh. The catcher Luis Torrens hits eighth. Eddie Alvarez at second, batting ninth. Now for the Atlanta Braves, they need a win or they will go home. Michael Harris leads off. He's in center. Second baseman Ozzie Albies bats second. Marcell Ozuna, the DH, hits third. Matt Olson hits cleanup and plays first base. The right fielder Jorge Soler bats fifth. Ramon Laureano in left field batting sixth. And the bottom trio for Brian Stitker's team, Gio Urshela, Sean Murphy, and Orlando Arcia.